welcome. It's almost time. Morocco versus Ghana. 4 minute time. We are starting live commentary here. Morocco women versus Ghana women. 2025 AFCON. Yes, stay tuned. Live commentary.
To be able to come 90 seconds late on the crease is not something that I would think comes in the spirit of the game.
And it's been confirmed today the Ryder Cup will return to Spain in 2031. Finally on Sport Today, to a boxing story making headlines. Did a party on the day of the contest negatively impact British heavyweight Daniel Dubois' performance against one of the greatest fighters in history? Alexander Usyk stopped Dubois in round 5 on Saturday to become a 3-time undisputed heavyweight champion. And it's emerged that a few hours before that fight, in front of 90,000 people, there was a gathering at Dubois' house organised by his father with dozens of guests. Former world heavyweight champion Joseph Parker, who could fight Usyk next, has called that insane. But today, Dubois' trainer Don Charles has defended his fighter. Speaking to Sport Today's Adi Adedoyin, Charles says that Dubois prepared in a similar way when he beat Anthony Joshua at Wembley last year.
I'd like to change the word of party to a gathering. It was a gathering. It's not unusual. And this gathering is the same gathering that was used for the AJ 5-day preparation. A lot was made of the ring walk of Daniel Dubois for the AJ fight. How enthusiastic he appeared, how ready he appeared, how confident he appeared. Because it worked, and Daniel took the energy from the gathering from his house. We took it to Wembley and was able to administer and get that emphatic victory over AJ. So a lot of people were praising how he was. Now, to put logic to it, the father merely replicated the recipe that worked, that was used to get that victory, was replicated with view to hopefully get a victory last Saturday, and it didn't work, as in we lost. So consequently, there's now a big highlight on this so-called party. It was a gathering.
When you say gathering, I mean, roughly how many people were there?
I wasn't there to count. Does it, when
20, 30 people, something like that?
We're looking at more.
More than 30 people were there?
I would say so, yes. It appeared that way. But, like I said, it's about creating energy. People have to look, what's the reason? What's the logic behind it? It's illogical if you try and look at it from a certain angle. Granted, people are making too much of it because we lost. Had we won on Saturday, none of this would be relevant. And like I said, is it against the law to have a gathering?
No, but it's very unusual, because you imagine that when you're fighting someone like Alexander Usyk, a guy who, I don't have to tell you, Don, you've been in boxing a long time. You box yourself. You're talking about an all-time great here.
Correct.
This is, without a doubt, the biggest night of his career.
Correct.
You often hear about fighters, say, get into the arena 3-4 hours early. Lennox Lewis used to get there way early.
Everybody's
in the changing room.
Everybody's different. Everybody's different.
Fascinating. Don Charles there, Daniel Dubois' trainer. Right, that is all we've got time for. But remember, if you're listening to us across Africa, you can listen to full commentary of the semi-final at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, Morocco against Ghana. That is coming up right now. So stay with us on.
Yes, it's almost time. It's almost time. The players are getting ready for kickoff. We'll give you live commentary from here. Yes. It's almost time. Yes.
Boudoir up front, the English boy Morroco as well, who will be leading the attack alongside Boudoir.
Yeah, I think it took Coach Kim a bit of a while to find that combination, particularly in the striking force, with Evelyn Fadi being the one who is a striking partner for Boudoir. But of course, I think Chantal comes in with a great technique that she possesses. You can see that from development, she's got that extra skill and that extra finesse, and that's exactly what they need up front. Someone who's clinical, very composed as well on the ball.
And she's a former England junior international, played for them at under 18 and under 21 level. changed to switch the national allegiance in March. And
It saw off Mali in the semi-finals by 3-1. Elodie Nakash and Salah Massoudi coming in. Najat Badri and Fatima Tagnaut, the players to drop out of the starting 11. As for Ghana, they are unchanged. So the scene is set in the Olympic Stadium in the Moroccan capital, Rabat. As Morocco gets us underway. We are off on this side. We'll see if they can make it back to the final that they first reached in 2022 when they became the first North African nation to ever host the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, or WAFCON. They also became the first team from the region on that occasion to make it to the final, beaten of course by South Africa, the defending champions, knocked out just over an hour ago by Nigeria side looking to win their 10th title. As for Ghana, well, they have been in the final of this tournament 3 times. On the last occasion they came up against the Nigeria side that defeated them, and with a certain Rachel Ayegba in goal. I'm sure it seems like yesterday for you, but for fans of Ghana's Black Queens it might seem a little longer. What are you expecting to see tonight, Rachel?
Today is going to be another semi-final, interesting one, but I think the host nation, I don't think they're going to give Ghana the opportunity to come and defeat them in their own soil, but I think Ghana will want to play their best, not to just lie down and allow Morocco to just defeat them. So I think it's going to be an interesting match to watch.
Well, Ghana have made an early foray up the field, but unable to keep it where they would want it to be. Lots of attention and focus on their side today to see if they can find the goal power to see off a Moroccan side who have invested millions of dollars, quite literally, in women's football. There is nowhere else on the continent that puts as much money into the women's game as the North Africans, and they are just trying to win back possession. We'll just take you through the starting lineups. In goal for Morocco, Hadija Amishi, and then across the back, Ait El Haj, Benzina, Rabah, Redouani, and into midfield, Rizlaine Chebak, the Morocco captain, the joint top scorer in the tournament with 4 goals, will sit alongside Yasmin Rabat and Elodie Nakash, who's such an important player in the middle of the park for Morocco. Massoudi, she'll roam from the flanks. Draidi will be very central up top, the 2-goal hero from the semi-final win over Mali, 3-1 that ended. And Ouzraoui, who has also been impressing observers, Sakina Ouzraoui, also will be part of the Moroccan lineup. There's a Ghanaian player just down on the floor as Draidi looks on, concerned. Let's have a look. Well, it's Portia Boache, who was caught by her own player, Boy Lorca. Was it Bonsu who caught her? Either way, the veteran of this Ghanaian side, 36 years of age, Portia Boache, playing in her 5th Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Her first way back in 2010, is down on the field, having got a boot right in the right-hand side of her chest.
Yeah, that was some miscommunication right there. I think they should communicate even better so that they understand what they're doing in the midfield. Mostly when you're playing against Morocco, they find it difficult. Like, you see them live, the way the supporters, the way the fans are like making lots of noise. I think it's very important for Ghana to just calm down, relax, and then enjoy the game. I think it will be easier for them that way.
Well, she's 36 years of age now. Boache, she's down on the floor. The Swedish coach of the Black Queens looks on fairly nervously. Kim Bjorkegren. Ironically, Boache's come into this game as one of 2 players on a yellow card. Another caution tonight will rule her out of the final on Saturday. Should Ghana get there, of course, Princess Marfo, the other player in the book for Ghana. No one from the Moroccan side on a yellow card. And it's going to be a drop ball that the Moroccans take, and we are back underway, and Boache is still on the pitch and is with the Ghanaians in possession. Jennifer Kuju will sit in the middle of the park alongside Grace Asantwa. At the back, it is Conan in goal, Yeboah, Dua, Boache and Bonsu, and then in midfield, Kujo and Asantwa, as said. And on the flanks, Stella Nyamache, Princess Marfo, and Chantal Boy Florka, and Doris Boy Dua will be those tasked with trying to find the goals to take Ghana into their first final in, as said, nearly 20 years. An early touch for Cynthia Conlon, one of the heroes in the quarter-finals against Algeria when Ghana had to rely on penalties to make it through. 0-0 after 120 minutes and 4-2. They won the quarters after having come through the group. It's second in Group C. Ghana starting off with a 2-0 defeat by South Africa. They recovered to draw Mali with Mali next time out. 1-1 that ended, and then they really found their form in their final group game against Tanzania by winning by 4-1. As for the Moroccans, well, they kicked off the competition on the 5th of July in a really entertaining game against Zambia. 2-2 that ended. Up next was the Democratic Republic of Congo, 4-2 in the favour of the home nation, with Chebak scoring a first hat-trick in the competition since 2018. And then it was a very narrow victory over Senegal in the third and final group game of Group A for Morocco's Atlas Lionesses. Just 1-0 they won, courtesy of a penalty from Rabet. And then in the quarterfinals, as said, 3-1 against the Malians, setting up this tie. It's very much, Rachel, a new team on the continent against a very much longer standing one, as in Ghana, an early powerhouse in the women's game, faded off it, and Morocco are now beginning to take that mantle, with Ghana having slipped away in recent years.
Yeah, the continent, we see different countries, they come in and out. Ghana, they used to be one of our toughest rivals, and I'm kind of impressed that they are back on the stage. Last competition, you saw the likes of Botswana. They went to the next round, which they've been out for some time, and then they came up, they showed up. The likes of Senegal, the likes of Mali. I'm really happy for the way African women football is growing. And now you can see we don't have Morocco. Cameroon. They're not in this tournament. Last time they were here, they're one of this biggest team, one of the best team in our continent. But unfortunately, they're not in the tournament. So each edition, we see new teams come up because everybody wants to show the talent.
Which is exactly what Chebak is trying to do. She goes through the middle of the park, looking onto the left-hand side, but she cannot find Draidi, so allowing Ghana to bring it away. At the back with Bodsu, trying to play it up the line, trying to bring in Princess Marfo, unable to do so. Marabet in the middle for the Moroccans, inside their own half and out to the reliable figure of Zineb Redouani, who plays it out to Masoudi on the left-hand side, into Chebak, just over the halfway line for the Atlas Lionesses. They can afford to be patient, they can take their time. They have not found goals too hard to come by. They have been helped by a few penalties in the games that they have played. Every single match so far, the home nation has received one, as Masoudi just goes charging down the left-hand side. Still wriggling, over she goes, looks to the referee to see if the decision comes her way. It doesn't comfort Yeboah, trying her best to dispossess Masoudi. And it goes back into her bed. Only as far in a striker goal from distance, but it blazed over by Hanan Ait El Haj, the right back for Morocco. 30 years of age now, the player based in Spain with Valencia. Well, it just fell to her. She had one thought 30 yards out from goal, and that was just to hit it.
Yeah, that is, it's just sometimes it's very important you try the goalkeeper out to see if she's capable, if she's ready, because sometimes it's easy for you to catch the goalkeepers by surprise. So I'm not surprised there. But one way the Morocco team, the way they play sometimes, they're very patient. They like to come into the box to square play the ball and then like look for space behind the defense line, try to cross. Ghana, they have not given them that opportunity right now. So like you said, they just have to be patient and then wait for the opportunity to come.
Ghana down the left-hand side. Bonsu in possession. She's just giving the apology of one of her opposite numbers. Having just been caught, and Bonsu it is, who will take this throw-in, 25 years of age, based in Germany. Ghana still in possession of the back. Susan Dua into Kujo, just gets it back inside the centre circle, does the Ghanaian centre back into Grace Asantwa, surely one of Ghana's best performers here so far. Asantwa, woman of the match in the last game, and has come out of it with huge confidence as Roy Florka tries to make some ground in the final third for Ghana. She's still got it. Based in England with London City Lionesses in the second tier of English football. So she's got a third chance to try and come forward, and she takes a striker goal as well. And Ghana have their first shot on target. She's applauding the teammates for finding her boy Lorca. It was a comfortable save in the end for Hadija Emishi in the Moroccan goal, but good early intent from the Ghanaians.
Yes, I'm super happy for Ghana. They had the guts to shoot against Morocco. They are taking the fight to Morocco, which is really impressive to watch. This is a good semi-final. This is a good one.
Well, end shots at either end in the last 2 minutes or so. Hopefully we can see more of that to come. A reminder that if this game is all square at the end of 90 minutes, it will of course go to extra time, and if all square then the dreaded penalties will be required to find out who will be joining Nigeria in Saturday's final, which will be live on the BBC World Service. That game kicking off at 20 GMT. As at the back for Morocco, Nuhaila Benzina, who's been solid at the back, ever present alongside Aziz Rabat, central defensive partner. The back five for Morocco unchanged. In fact, coach Jorge Vilda, the Spaniard who won the Women's World Cup 2 years ago, making his first changes in the entire tournament in his lineup today. That's Masoudi and Nakash, who both performed so well 3 years ago. Into the side, it's a loose pass at the back from Benzina, which will allow Ghana the throw in midway inside the Moroccan half on the left hand side, as Vilda, the coach, watches on a little nervously. His first foray in African football. He's constantly been talking about trying to inspire his players to work with them, develop them, and he said before today's game how he wants to make sure that whatever happens, that his team inspire the next generation of female footballers, the youngsters in Morocco.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. You say, like, when we were growing up, we saw the likes of Okoseme, Mesiakide, Pepeshwa playing. You watch this player, Anagumano, you want to emulate them, you want to play like them. So this is very good opportunity for the youngsters to watch their future star, because the more they play, the more they win even this competition. That would be another good motivation for the young players to want to be like them.
Defending to be done at the back for Ghana. Yebo under pressure from Masoudi, was doing the pressing. Kujo picks it up midway inside her own half. Approaching the centre circle, under a bit of pressure herself from Draidi, but they work it nicely out to the right hand side, Ghana. Once again, what's really noticeable is the way in which the Moroccan players are pressing Ghana every time they get their foot on the ball, as if to make sure that this is a clear tactic. He's spoken about the physicality of the opponents, clearly, of pressing is what Builder wants.
Yeah, Ghana, they are a very physical team. Morocco, they're a very technical team. So when you're playing against a physical team, you have to try to force them to go back, because when you give them too much space to come into your box, that's going to cause a big problem for them. I think that was what happened in the opening game against Zambia with Morocco, because Zambia, they're very physical like Ghana and Nigeria. Morocco gave them the opportunity in the first 2 minutes, they scored the first goal. So I think they've learned that lesson. It's very important to push your opponent back.
They are not the strongest physically, the Moroccan side. Instead, they try and play their way through their opponents. Nice passing game. It's not always clicked in this tournament, but when it comes off, it certainly looks good. It's Portia Boache, the Ghana skipper, looking long. Out to the right-hand side. Striker goal again coming in for the Ghanaians. Once again, straight at Amishi. This time from an angle. Well, Stella Yemeche was on this occasion, because Boache's strike from distance, or free kick from distance, wasn't cut out. It went all the way through to Yemeche, and we saw what she could do in the quarter-final when she had that beautiful goal disallowed in the build-up. There was some offside, and here she is again letting fly. But as a former goalkeeper, Rachel, that's pretty comfortable.
Yeah, that was a good strike. Sometimes when goalkeeper overlook this kind of ball, it just beat them like nice and easily. She took care of it. But for the fact that Ghana, they're just taking every shot from every angle, I think they have this confidence that the goalkeeper might drop the ball and they might have like second chance to score. So this is a good smart move from the Ghanaian team.
Eitel Hash right in front of the Swedish coach of Ghana, who only took charge in January. He's been learning very much on the job. Well, she's still got the ball in her hands, and you mentioned Amici there. She wasn't the most convincing at the group stages at times.
Not at all.
Goalkeeper.
Not at all. I was just wondering what happened, because 2022 she was one of the best goalkeeper in the tournament. But sometimes, you know, this kind of competition, if you might practice and train really well, and then when you allow this fear to, this emotion to take over you, it becomes a problem mostly for goalkeeper. You have to be strong mentally, and then you have to be ready all the time. So sometimes when you're jittery, it becomes a problem for a goalkeeper, and you can see that that's why sometimes she drops the ball. I think for her, she's good at dropping the ball sometimes.
I don't think anybody's ever wanted to be good at dropping the ball. She's back on the left-hand side for Morocco. Redouane plays a little 1-2 with the Moroccan skipper. It's her turn now to be pressured by her opponent. And I think, well, there's mystification on the pitch. A shirt pull being signalled by the referee, Swavi Iratunga of Burundi, a decision that's gone against the Moroccan captain. And you can see clearly on the replays on the monitors in front of us that she was just holding the shirt of her opposing player. But, well, there's a decision that's been greeted with whistles by the home fans. And I'm sure the Ghanaians will be delighted to see that. Asantwa trying to switch play out over to the right-hand side to Yemedche. Masoudi picks it up for Morocco. Redouane in the left-back position. Up into Chabak, and will get it back. And then just works it through to Roberta. Defender last time around, now sits in the base of the midfield for Morocco. Too far for Masoudi, who goes in, is now on the floor as she goes in for a challenge. And Ghana go long. Whistles again ringing out inside the Olympic Stadium in Rabat. A Ghanaian player down on the ground. Free kick goes Morocco's way. And you can instantly hear the impact of the home fans trying to make their feelings clear towards the referee.
Yeah, they're just trying to express their feeling that, hey, we're not too excited with what is happening right now. But I think the referee is trying to allow a free flow of the game, because you can't be like, keep stopping the ball all the time. You have to allow this game to flow sometimes. But I think it was a foul.
And Yemedche, the player, going down, running into the back of Redouane. Morocco either way in possession. And Eitel Hash back into Benzina, who wears a hijab. She shot to global prominence at the Women's World Cup 2 years ago, when becoming the first player ever to wear a hijab at the tournament. And was nearly a decade after FIFA changed their rules to allow the wearing of head coverings for religious reasons. And she is a very recognisable figure at the back for the Atlas Lionesses. Masoudi equally recognisable with that main affair. And switch it out to the right-hand side to Draidi. First chance for her to start running at the Ghanaian defence, but instead she just goes right into Josephine Bodzu, left back for Ghana. And Eitel Hash will once again have this ball deep inside the Ghanaian territory. In it goes back to Benzina. Back in it comes for El Hash, tries to get the cross in, away by Buache. Ghana try and clear their lines with their forward Oedua out to Yemedche. And she still goes forward, but can only play her pass into Sana Masoudi. And it's really vital today that Ghana click up front, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very important if they want to go to the final. But the way they set up right now, I don't think Morocco is even giving them that opportunity. That's why they're trying to shoot from afar, because Morocco wants to come in, look for the space, look for those pockets. But Ghana, they don't have that, they haven't had the opportunity to play that open play and then do what they want to do. But Morocco is not even giving them the space at all right now.
Well, Masoudi just trying to play it to Sam Draidi, 32 years of age now. Their player wears number 9 up front for Morocco. Very much a focal point for them. Plays their football in Saudi Arabia, where she has been the top scorer in the league on 2 separate occasions. And she's expected to bring the goals. But let's be honest, there are a fair few players who could do exactly that. For Morocco, Chebak with 4, Draidi has 3, Rabat has 2, both on the penalty spot. And also on the score sheet for them, Kenza Shepard, who's sitting on the bench watching on right now. Morocco in their red jerseys and green shorts and red socks. Ghana all in yellow. As Bonsu looks forward, trying to bring in Princess Marfo. This player down in the centre of the park is Nakash for Morocco. Foul, and Morocco will have the free kick and see if they can get something going in the final third again. Just that snapshot from Ait El Haj in the 9th minute to show as we make our way towards the midpoint of this opening half. Masudi doing really well down the left-hand side for the host nation. To the byline she goes, a little drag back, goes down in the area, doesn't stay down on the floor. And she wasn't looking at the referee either, and Ghana trying to break and get up towards the halfway line themselves.
I think the Ghanaian team, they just have to be smart when they're in the box there, because with this kind of technical team, when you have any little contact with them, that's going to be a problem for you. So I think that was a smart move, and they have to be smart when the Morocco team are in their box.
Well, Benzino is inside her own box, the Moroccan central defender, under pressure from Boadou. Doris Boadou, 22 years of age. Started 3 of Ghana's 4 games so far. And she's trying to be a nuisance, while we see on the monitors that Masudi, well, she tried a Cruyff turn and just simply went down herself. No suggestion whatsoever of any infringement. Instead, the ball at the other end. Ghana just trying to press and corner the Moroccan players. And this is really good play from Sakina Ouzraoui to get her way out of that, and now they're trying to open it up. Chebak, Masudi right ahead of her. Drailing on the right-hand side if she can play it. Instead she goes left to Masudi. In the starting lineup for the first time, tries the little dinked effort from just outside the area. That's well wide. It wasn't going to trouble Cynthia Conlon in the Ghanaian goal anyway, but really impressive the way Morocco worked their way out of a tight spot and broke her pace.
Yeah, that was a really impressive one for them to keep the ball from the back, play their way out from a danger zone, and then try to find a way at the third half. Unfortunately, the shot didn't find the target, but that was a good play from the Morocco team.
Interesting to see how quickly Chebak was looking for Masudi, 25 years of age. Masudi plays football like many of this Moroccan squad do, with AS FAR, arguably the strongest women's team in Morocco. So many of the squad are regulars together at club level, the likes of Mishi, Benzina, Raba, Redouani. That's 4 of the back 5 who all play together. And then, as I said, Masudi as well. And normally we would add Tagnout to that list, the dreadlocked winger, where the Moroccans starting today's game from the substitutes bench for the first time. As we see Ouzraoui just working her way out, and she's been one of the more impressive Moroccans in this tournament so far.
Yeah. Do you think the coach is just trying to play a little bit safe for the fact that Nigeria is playing the final already, trying to reserve some of the key player? No?
I don't. Not at all. You've got to get there first before you can make decisions like that. A free kick to Ghana, which Portia Boache is standing over, takes it, looking deep. Over one, Benzina gets the header to it. Ouzraoui just hacks it up towards the halfway line, where Jaridi picks it up and then just opens it up to the left-hand side. Chebak on the charge, but 3 Ghanaian players all around her. And she tried to play it into Jaridi, but instead Boache, using her experience to get really good positioning to break up that Moroccan move and instantly set Ghana on their way at the other end. Princess Marfo down the left-hand side near the corner flag and wins the throw-in. Ghana did exactly what Morocco had done to them just moments earlier, break their pace and make up a lot of the pitch.
That was a good breakout play from Ghana. Marfo has been causing problem for the defense line. I think they have to put more eyes on her to track her down. She's really causing problem for the Morocco team.
Bonsu and Boadou. Ghana having started this game well. They look a pretty different side to the team that came out against South Africa on day 1, but as their coach has said, it's very much a learning with every game they play. His first experience of African women's football is his side winner, another throw-in down near the corner flag, and he's actually had a chance to work with his charges. He believes that there's talent aplenty. He's from a strong European nation in women's football, Sweden. And he says in Sweden we have to work and improve everything to be as good as we possibly can. So we try and get the sleeping right, the diet right, all the training right. Whereas in Ghana there's just so much natural talent. If I can bring my Swedish expertise, just imagine what I can do to the talent that's already existing.
I expect him to do what he's doing right now. He didn't have too much time with the players, so but the fact that this team is improving, the more they play, the more they're getting better, is perfect.
It's interesting as well to him say that we don't have too much talent in Sweden, even though they have delivered and gone far in many tournaments over the year. Corner to Ghana. You can hear the cheers of some of the home fans defending for the Moroccans to do. Nyameche will be taking this for the Ghanaians, the youngster, just 19 years of age. And there's just too much pushing going on in the area at present, which is why Tunga, the referee, is having words. He's Rowie, one of those she is talking to. So what's the delivery going to be like to Stella Nyameche? In it comes, in swinger, into the area, headed away. Redhead inside the 6-yard box. Ghana still have it. Comfort Yeboah into the back stick. She goes, and that's a super save. Or is it against the post? And Ghana turn it in. 26 minutes on the clock, and Amici just could not prevent the super header. And then the follow-up on the line was tapped over. It may have got over the line already, but you've got to make sure, whatever happens, Ghana are a goal to the good. And Morocco have got work to do, and they are trailing. And that was a super ball in from the Black Queens, and their positive start has been rewarded. Rachel Iyeka.
What a goal! What a goal for Ghana! What a goal! What a goal! Look at that. She went for it with her head, and then she gave a good follow-up just to make sure the ball is inside the net. You have to follow through, 100%. The cross was perfect.
It was Bonsu who had the header, pulling out a really good save from Amici, and then the ball bounced off the post, was rolling along the line. It didn't go over. It was literally followed all the way along the line after Amici had tapped it onto the left-hand side post. And of all people, it was Stella Nyameche who had taken the corner, who was there to bundle it home from Ased on the line. And she has her first goal of the tournament. She thought she'd done it in the quarterfinals against Algeria. From distance, a really, really impressive strike. As it is now, she's done it from what, all of a centimetre or so. And the look on her face and the joy with which she celebrated the 19-year-old. What a moment for her, and what a moment for Ghana as well.
That was a great moment for Ghana. That was a great moment for her also. Really impressive start for Ghana. They kept knocking on the door, and the door was open for them. That was an impressive one. The set piece was perfect. The nodding, everything was perfect. You can fault them on that.
The cross delivered deep by another youngster, Comfort Yeboah, just 18 years of age. Crossing it into Bonsu, relative veteran at the age of 25 in this side. Ghana in possession, just 5 yards or so inside the Moroccan half as they go long again. And this Moroccan side, well, they have come from behind before in this tournament to win. And they're going to have to do so again if they're going to beat Nigeria in the final. Shabak loses out in the centre of the park to Kujo. And Ghana just go home inside their own half. And then down the line, where Rabet will pick this up for the Moroccans. Nakash just inside the centre circle, just a yard or two behind the halfway line. Looks out to the right-hand side to Uzraoui, who cannot win it, and Morocco will have to build this from the back, but there is serious thinking to be done for their coach, Jorge Vilda. And this could only give the Ghanaians confidence, and they really have been rewarded, as said, for their bright side, because they came out, they were trying the pot shots early on, and you can see that they are not lacking in belief.
No, they didn't just sit back. You know, when you're playing the like of Morocco, sometimes...
Well, hold that thought as Massoudi goes to the edge of the penalty area for the Moroccans. Still she goes, Massoudi. Into the middle it goes, and a little deflection takes it away. It was a strike that came in from Uzraoui. They've got a little deflection on its way towards goal, but just for a moment it opened back for Morocco and Salah Massoudi.
You see the like of Ghana, they didn't just sit back and just like, oh, this is the host nation, they have the fans, you know, pushing them. They just came out.
They did come out, and they were going forward again. Bowie Dua trying to play it into the middle to find Chantal Boy Chlorka, unable to do so. And this is a semi-final and they could be nervy occasions. Morroco played it just the one last time around when they took on Nigeria. 1-1 it ended on the night, and 5-4 the hosts won it on penalties. Ghana, well, they have a far more storied history, as said. It's their 7th semi-final. They've won 3 and lost 3, and they're coming into the Miguelian. Marfo into the middle it goes and trying to play it into Boe Dua. Well, she thinks she should have had a corner. Otherwise, she missed a very presentable opportunity, and I think I agree with her. I think there was some expert defending at the back for Morocco to deny Ghana what would have been a second. Just a few moments after they took the lead, to the shock of the hosts. And seeing it again on the screen, it really was an excellent header from Bonsu, latching onto the deep cross.
Do you want to know something funny? It's not like I'm trying to support the goalkeeper. Sometimes when the cross comes that way and then the player uses their head to try to score a goalkeeper, I think goalkeeper, they find it really difficult because they don't know the direction where the ball is exactly going to. They have to wait to see the flight of the ball before they react. But this was a good one.
It was a really good header, and it was a smart save as well, and she can consider herself pretty unlucky, Mishi, the 35-year-old in goal for Morocco. Yameche doing what everybody should be doing, which is just following up, and so what a moment for her.
Do you know,
second goal at international level.
Yeah, I was actually thinking before we came on air, like you say, Morocco, they're in a tricky position. When you play the like of Ghana, you know, when you see the result, the way they started this competition, when you see them as a team, you underrate them a little bit. I don't know if they underrated them. Morocco, they usually play better than this. They try to force you when they get to the third half. But watching the game, the way they're playing right now, they haven't been that much in the Ghanaian third half. So if they want to win this competition to face Nigeria, I think they have to push, even move the ball quicker. But Ghana is not even giving them that opportunity right now to even play.
No, they're playing nicely. Boy, Morocco working it out to the right-hand side again, into the goal scorer, Yameche. 2 Moroccans coming around her, stopping her unfairly so in the eyes of the official from Burundi. So Ghana will have a free kick. And as Rachel Ayekba, the former Nigeria goalkeeper, alongside me, said they have been just getting better and better throughout this tournament. The Black Queens, they are ranked 6th on the continent of Africa, 66th overall. And there's just 6 positions that separate Morocco and Ghana in the FIFA ratings, because the Moroccans are 60th, 3rd on the continent. And Ghana, as said, they didn't make it to the last tournament. That's because they got knocked out in qualifying by Nigeria, qualifying on a regional basis, which explains sometimes why the big guns don't make it through. If you draw Nigeria in qualifying in the West Africa zone, you're just out. you just simply don't have any expectation of making it any further through against the Super Falcons, who contested every single edition of the Women's AFCON. One of 2 teams, South Africa the other, to have done so. Standing over the ball, Ghana in their yellow shirt, and we've got 5 players to the left-hand side of the D, all on the line of the area. Can they meet the dinked-in free kick? Up goes Holbrook, and Morroco, she couldn't get a good contact on it, and Chibak scampering in her own defence, just yards or so from the Moroccan byline. And then it was Rawi who picks it up, runs out of room, and this will be a throw into Ghana. And at present, you can see the frustration on the faces and the movements of the Moroccan players. They just want to get on with it, and things aren't quite going their way at present.
Yeah, things are not going right the way I think their game plan or what they were expecting. So football is all about showing up. When you show up, you get the result. If you don't show up, you don't get the result. I don't think, I have this feeling that they didn't think Ghana is going to give them that much of a problem. And when you start to think that way, it becomes a problem as a player, because you don't put much effort because you think it's going to be a very easy game for you.
And they're playing their way superbly forward, Morocco. Little one touches in triangles. Marbet eventually fed it into Masoudi. And not for the first time, she was crowded out by the yellow jerseys in front of her. Benzina just trying to take it away from Boe Dua. She just got caught, and they've lost it in the back. Morocco, and Ghana coming forward again in search of a second. Into the middle it goes. It's spilled out to Princess Marfo, who lets strike, and she slashes at it, and she couldn't keep her strike down. Princess Marfo, all on target. A wild hit from the 21-year-old. The Morocco causing problems themselves, and the Ghanaians look in the mood to score just as they did in that final group game against Tanzania.
Morocco, they are causing problems for themselves at the back line, not tracking their players properly, not even checking to see where the dangers are. I think they're just marking each other, not marking, looking for the striker who is more dangerous. I think if they want to go to the final, the supporters, they have to keep pushing them for them to see if they can even equalize in this first half. Otherwise, it's going to be another long haul for them.
Well, if they are going to win a first ever title, the Moroccan side, they are going to have to beat West African opposition, not just tonight, but in the final as well, with Nigeria awaiting them. Ghana, meanwhile, they have been in 3 finals, and on every single occasion they have met Nigeria. They have never scored in the final against the Super Falcons, and the Super Falcons have won every single time. 1998, 2002, 2006. As we see, with just under 10 minutes to go to half-time, a change from Morocco. Well, Nakashi would come back into the side today at the expense of Najat Badri. Well, she's off, Nakashi, and Badri is back on. Doesn't look as though she's injured, Nakash, so Jorge Vilda perhaps admitting that he got his team selection wrong and bringing back in a player who started every single game for him.
I was even going to say that I think the coach has to make changes probably in the second half, but I was a little bit surprised he made the changes in the first half. That's to tell you that he doesn't have time to joke. He wants to win, he wants to win.
Well, at the moment they are still once again defending and just lining up to see if they can repel yet another Ghanaian free kick. And they have put some decent deliveries in, Ghana, in their 36 minutes so far, and they are looking to double their lead. Up they go again. This time it's again Boedua. Well, she gets a good head on it, but it instantly ricochets into a Moroccan head, and Mishi in the Moroccan goal just drops it to the floor and just looks long up towards the halfway line, trying to bring in Draidi. She can't turn her player. Bonsu will just play it into the middle, and Ghana will hack it away. And Morocco will have the throw in. A really interesting change there from Jorge Vilda. Took charge just 2 months after Spain's World Cup win. And he's got a big job, and he is under pressure whichever way you look at it, because the previous coach of Morocco got them into the final, got them to the Women's World Cup, got them into the knockout round there, but still didn't survive the join. There's Nyameche, looks in for Boedua. Here is Boedua into the area, striker goal, and she cannot keep it on target. Well, it was hit well, and should be found well by Nyameche, but she couldn't keep her shot between the posts. But once again, Ghana showing us instantly what they're all about, and they are not wasting any time in firing off those shots at the Moroccan goal.
Ghana, they're just looking for those spaces. Look at the pot. They just look for every opportunity, and then things are just going really well for them right now. But unfortunately, she missed the target, which I think she can even do better. But yeah.
Looking for her first goals of the tournament, Doris Boedua. There's a club football in Israel. Chebak not looking for her first of the tournament, and well, she's been restricted to shooting from 30 yards. We know she's got the quality to do it, but that's all credit to the Ghanaian back line, who are not being found very easy at all by the Moroccan side. They're not getting in behind them, and so Chebak, which kind of sums up a little bit this opening half for Morocco. That's only their second effort on goal all game, and both of them have come from 30 yards or so.
I think that the coach has really done his homework. Chebak, she's one of these players that you don't want to give that opportunity to shoot against your goalkeeper. So forcing her to shoot from afar, I think is a win for the Ghanaian women's team.
34 years of age now, Chebak on the ball now, just picking it up from Rabet, driving forward under pressure, but she plays it out to the right-hand side into a first touch for Najat Badri, the 37-year-old, another one who plays with AS Far on the pitch. She loses out, and then just the drive from Princess Marfo to go forward. Two players trying to sandwich the ball off her, and Ghana had the ball. And the desire from these Ghanaian players is really, really impressive to see. I saw them in the opening game against South Africa in northeastern Morocco. It was really hot in Oujda, but in these cooler climes in Rabat, in the lights of the evening sky as well, it's far more suited to free-flowing football than just playing in that heat, which you all know well, Rachel.
Yeah, I don't think the weather is actually affecting the Black Queens right now. They are just enjoying the semi-final. Look at the way they're playing. They're not playing like a team that is like, okay, they came from this position right from the competition, and then look at where they are now. I think they're just enjoying every moment of this semi-final right now.
Well, I can tell you that Rabat is much cooler than Oujda and Berkane, which is where Ghana had been. Morocco have always been playing in the Moroccan capital, Rabat. They topped their group in order to stay there, and they really hope that they'll be here for the final as well on Saturday, but they've got work to do. They trail by a goal to nil. Yemeche with that solitary strike after 27 minutes. As Uzraoui tries to take on three Ghanaian players, unable to do so. She loses possession, but Ghana equally then hand it back to Morocco, into Draidi, a little layoff from her into Chabak, but well turned in the base of the Ghanaian midfield by Kujo, who finds Asantwa. Always seems to have time on the ball. Asantwa just slows it down and then chips it forward looking for Boy Clarka. Headed away by Rabat. Ait El Haj, the right back from Morocco, just hits it up. And Uzraoui cannot keep that in, and Ghana will weather that, and they'll be delighted with their performance in this first half so far, with just under 4 minutes to go until we see how much additional time is added.
Ghana, the Black Queens, they should be delighted by their performance. They look even more better than Morocco, trying to force Morocco to play to their own pattern. They are not allowing Morocco to play their own system of play, which is the best way. If you want to torment your opponent, you force them to play your style. You don't allow them to play their way, the way they know how to win. So right now you can see Morocco, they are fighting for the ball. Ghana, they don't have to do much, because before they get to the third half, Morocco get to the third half, the zone of the defense line, Ghana will put them in trouble, and they don't even know what to do right now. I think they have to find their way back.
They certainly do. Grace Asantwa going down in the centre of the park, clipped and caught by Sakina Uzraoui. Plays Asantwa in Mexico for FC Juarez. This is her second WAFCON, her first. She played at just 17 years of age. The central midfielder for Ghana, who's tracking back now, trying to stop Chabak coming forward, and Chabak has been stopped. Kujo then skips away from another challenge coming in on her, and then just tries to release Marpo down the left-hand side, cut out by El Haj. Morocco just a few yards inside the Moroccan half. Rabat just looking to go long on this occasion, trying to bring in the likes of Draidi and Chabak, who have got forward for once. As Asantwa driving forward over the halfway line, just pulled back by Masudi, and this will be a yellow card to the Moroccan. Sana Masudi, well, she looks at the referee with that imploring look as if to suggest innocence, but she's looking a little bit more serious now, and she's the first player into the referee's notebook today.
Yeah, she tried to force Asantwa from playing the ball into the third half, but that cost.
Well, she tried once to pull her back with one hand, and then another time, and then she used both to pull back the left shoulder of Asantwa from behind. Asantwa speaking hugely confidently ahead of this game, and after the Ghanaians knocked out Algerians, we are going to take our winning mentality into the semi-finals. I know for sure we are going to win the trophy, she said. And she's on the ball now. Boache just plays it sideways. Just a minute and a half to go to the break, and they go long on this occasion. Ghana headed away at the back by Morocco. Bonsu now, 30 yards from goal. They look so comfortable in possession when they have it, Ghana, and constantly trying to clip balls forward. Benzina only as far as Bonsu round the corner they go. They're in again behind Stella and Yemeche. Well, down she goes in the area. It's just going to be a free kick. Not a free kick, a goal kick I should say, but Yemeche instantly looking at the referee to suggest she might want a little bit more. But they're working it really nicely around the corner, the Ghanaians, and I think you as a Nigerian are not sitting quite so comfortably, Rachel.
I'm sitting really comfortable because if we play any of this team, I think the Super Falcons, they are going to win. Looking from the way they are playing right now, but Ghana actually have a good edge over there because they can actually find the pocket, look for the space behind the Morocco defender, and even for the likes of Mafo, she's actually tormenting them. This is a good game for Ghana. This is a good game because they are playing to their own pattern of play, but Morocco is not playing the way we know how they used to play. That's why you can see like they don't even have the chance to even shoot right now because they're not playing the way we know that they can play.
Well, we are into additional time as we wait for the board to go. It's just going to be the 2 minutes of additional time as Uzraoui goes down the right-hand side for Ghana. As Santwa comes back to take it off her toes. Just throw into Morocco, more or less level with the Ghanaian penalty area. Is there enough time for Morocco to draw level? The host nation looking to make it into the final again, and looking to continue the fine record of host nations in this tournament in getting into the finals. 8 hosts have managed to do so in 12 previous WAFCONs. As we see on the bench, Nakashi must not know what to be thinking. A decisive substitution from her coach 10 minutes before half-time. You never really want to suffer that as a player at all. It doesn't
sit
look good. Very well.
Not at all. You don't want to be subbed in the first half, never. At least the second half, 10-15 minutes is still okay. But I think the coach knows better. He decided what he wanted to do to bring her out of the game.
Arguably, if he knew better, he would have been having to be forced into that tactical change. Here is Badri, who's on the pitch, looks forward up to Chibak, just outside the D, plays it to Masoudi. She's got Redouani overlapping. Lovely little drag back from Masoudi into Chibak. He goes. Can Chibak get on the end of this? She's down in the area. All eyes on the referee. Well, she's pointing to the corner. Chibak looking at the referee. She's still pointing to the corner flag. This is, I'm sure, going to go to VAR. Well, she got in behind Chibak, and out came the goalkeeper, the defender as well. Redouani having a word with the referee. Lovely ball from Masoudi to play it into Chibak. And there's a little touch from the Ghana, and this will be the angle to show us where it is. And she gets a decisive touch, the Ghana, to put it behind for a corner. Good play at the back from the Black Queens, and excellent officiating as well, Rachel.
Dua got the ball correctly, perfectly, good timing from her. That wasn't a penalty at all. It doesn't matter if they call VAR. This is a perfect clearance from the defender.
She had to time it right. Susan Dua, 23 years of age, one of those to have played every minute of this campaign so far for the Black Queens. And had more clearances against Algeria than Dua. And Ghana are going to have to weather another corner as well as Bonsu turns that in-swinger behind from Morocco. We're in the 3rd minute of what should have been 2 minutes of additional time, but there will be just enough time, I think, to take this corner. Indeed there is. Well, barely. They take it, they touch it, and Masoudi gets it all of a yard or two away before the referee blows the half-time whistle. And what a half it has been for the Ghanaians. They lead by a goal to nil, thanks to Stella Yemeche's first of the tournament just before the half hour. Rachel Ava, very quickly, a thought from you on that opening period.
Oh, what a game. I think Ghana, they came up, they showed up, and they got the result that they wanted in the first half. And then if they show up like this again in the second half, I think Morocco, they're going to have a big problem.
Fascinating stuff in the second semi-final of the day. Nigeria await in the final, but at half-time in Rabat Olympic Stadium, it is Morocco 0, Ghana 1.
It's football. It's a funny old game, isn't it? Because Ghana lead Morocco, as you say. Biz, you and I, we went to watch Morocco's first game against Zambia, and you know, the Moroccans really struggled with the physicality of the Zambians, and it sort of feels like a similar game, doesn't it?
It does indeed, but they're also just struggling to get their game going. Let's be honest, I think they are a little bit off-put by the physicality of the Ghanaians. We heard a lot about it from the coach in the run-up to the game in the press conference. He was talking about every side he comes up against is physical, but we know that if you can play good football on the floor, you can go through these teams. The problem for Morocco is we've seen it once or twice in their opening 45 minutes, and we just haven't seen it enough from them. They've had 0 shots on goal. Ghana have had 5, and that very much tells the story of the first half. And I don't think many of us were expecting to see Ghana be putting in a display like this in the semi-finals against Morocco, given what we saw in the early rounds. But as we know, it's not how you start these competitions, Isaac, it's how you finish them.
Rachel, if you're Jorge Vilda, what are you saying to the Moroccan players in the dressing room?
I will say to them to play their game. Don't allow Ghana to force you to play into their own way, because right now they're not playing what the coach has asked them to do. Even Zambia, the opening game, they're even more physical than the Ghanaian team. But even when Zambia scored them in the first 2 minutes, they came up and then they scored back. Zambia scored again, they did the same thing. Right now they're not playing their game. If you ask me, I'm not in their head, but I have this feeling for the fact that they're playing Ghana. I don't think they took it at heart. Like, you know, when you're playing against Nigeria or Zambia or South Africa, for example, I think they actually underrated this team, in my own opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, it looks that way at the moment, because at half-time, the Moroccans, their party is being spoiled by the Ghanaians, who lead 1 goal to 0. They're both fighting for an opportunity to play in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations final against Nigeria, who are the ultimate boss when it comes to Women's Africa Cup of Nations football. The Super Falcons winning 2-1. They knocked out the defending champions South Africa. Michelle Alozie scoring the winner in injury time. Sports World's Maz Faruqi caught up with her after the match.
Michelle, congratulations. We spoke to you after the quarter-final and you talked about the togetherness of this team, and you really had to show that today.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew South Africa was a really good side. Every time I've played them in my short history with the Super Falcons, they've won the majority of the time. So we know that they're a really good team that loves to possess the ball, and they showed that today. It's unfortunate that we weren't able to have another clean sheet, but I'm glad we stuck it out and made sure we ended the game in the 90 minutes we had.
You started amazingly. You started like a train, but then South Africa seemed to find ways to keep coming back into the match. I know you went in at half-time with the lead, but it felt like the momentum shifted this way and that, and I guess a game like that's quite difficult to play in.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely did get the momentum coming into the second half, and again, they're just a team that loves to possess the ball. They love to move for each other. They know how to communicate with each other without saying words, and that was very difficult for us, but again, we were able to, just take all we can and then end the goal.
Tell me about your goal in stoppage time. When you decided to take the shot on, did you take the shot on with an intent to score? Talk me through the thought process and how you executed it.
Yeah, no, 100% was not a shot, but I will take it. I love to score goals, so I'll definitely take it. I definitely thought that one of them, Debbie or Stade, touched it, but it went straight through, so I'll take it.
The emotions then for you at that moment, obviously it takes a little while for the goal to be credited to you, but it is your goal, and you have scored the goal that takes the Super Falcons through to another Africa Cup of Nations final.
Yeah, absolutely blessed. Grateful that I had that opportunity. Grateful that I feel like people were saying that was the Holy Ghost goal. So I'm glad that I was just able to sneak its way in, and I'm super thankful. But again, we weren't here to win this game. We're here to go to the finals and win that one. So all thoughts are towards that.
And just finally, from me, I know you guys have been in the dressing room together. Matches against South Africa always mean more for this Nigeria team because of the rivalry. What does it mean to get one over on the old rivals yet again at a Cup of Nations?
Yeah, again, they're an amazing team, and so all credit to them, but it was everything to get this win, get it to the finals, and have our Mission X alive. But I do want to say that I think her name was Gabriella, is okay, and all prayers to her.
Yeah, Michelle Alozie speaking to Maz Faruqi. As she mentioned, Gabrielle Salgado went off late in the game with what looked to be a really nasty leg injury. There was a lengthy stoppage before Nigeria scored the winner while she was stretchered off the pitch. We're still waiting on news on how severe that injury is, but it didn't look good. Players looking traumatised. Disappointment for South Africa. They will not have a chance to defend their title. In Saturday's final, their coach Desiree Ellis says the players were affected by the incident with Salgado.
What impacted our team was that injury late on. As you could see, how emotional the players were. I think that impacted them in the last few minutes, and I don't think they recovered from that. Unfortunately, it's part of the game, and so unlucky for Salgado because she missed the last WAFCON, also through injury, which was just before we came to WAFCON, she picked up an injury. So it's unlucky for her, but I think that is more that impacted us. I think we gave as good as they gave. We matched them pound for pound. For a team that played 120 minutes, I don't think you saw that today. But that definitely impacted the last couple of minutes when Gabriela got injured. We went toe-to-toe. We gave as good as they gave. But unfortunately, they got the 2 goals, and that's what it's about. If you score more than the other team, you get the 2 goals. But I'm really proud of this team. When we huddled after the game, we said we didn't have a reason. Now we have a reason to play for Gabby, to make sure that she goes on with the medal. That's what it's all about at this moment, to make sure that she goes on with the medal, to make sure that Jermaine ends off well. That's how important it is. Because it's important that we still fight for that 3rd place. So there's still something to play for. It's not just a playoff match. That doesn't mean anything. It's a playoff match that gets you a medal still. And I think that's going to be important. That's how we lift ourselves up after this, and then get ready for that match.
South Africa coach Desiree Ellis, they're clearly disappointed. We've got a potential shock in this semi-final that we're watching between Morocco and Ghana, who lead 1-0 over in Europe. Another surprise as the reigning champions, England, in the European Championships, are down 1-0 to Italy. They are playing each other for a place in Sunday's final. Sports World's Stella Floyd is in Switzerland. She's been looking ahead to Wednesday's 2nd semi-final between the 8-time winners Germany and world champions Spain.
Yes, hello, Isaac. Wednesday's semi-final has the potential to be electric. It's hard to believe, isn't it, that this is Spain's first Euro semi-final since 1997, whereas Germany are serial winners. Add to that, Spain have never beaten Germany, and Germany defender Rebecca Knack has described facing Spain as a huge challenge, though. Says they'll aim to keep the same mindset which they had against France in the quarterfinals, which saw them win 6-5 on penalties, despite playing the majority of the game with 10 players. Germany will be missing defender Katrin Hendrich and Suke Nusken through suspension. Sarah Linde is injured as well, while Spain, on the other hand, have had an extra 24 hours rest and, of course, didn't have to go through extra time or penalties like their opponents in the quarter-final. I've been speaking to Spanish journalist Bea Redondo and German football writer and broadcaster Konstantin Eckner, who started by telling me that after their quarter-final performance against France, Germany will be wanting to have a full quota of players on the field.
Especially on the heels of rather disappointing performance against Sweden, where also one Germany player saw a red card, Carlotta Wanser, who will be back. Now it was Katrin Hendrich who saw a red card. So I mean, being down a player is not it's never good. And I think Germany want to stay with 11 players on the field when they go up against Spain over the course of 90 minutes or maybe 120 minutes. Beating France, I think after the disappointing performance and the loss to Sweden, it wasn't really expected from many in Germany that actually the team could beat France, who have also a lot of star players, all around like 28, 30, so peak years basically, and playing for Paris and Lyon, two of the best clubs in the world when it comes to women's football. So it wasn't really expected. So now euphoria is there. But of course, Spain, terrific midfield with arguably the 2 best players in the world right now. So it will be only a tougher task now in the semi-finals.
Absolutely, Bea. I mean, all eyes on the world champions, Spain, of course. They have so much strength in depth, don't they? Have they been properly challenged so far, though, in this tournament, would you say? Myself, we're lucky enough to be in Bern on Friday for that quarter-final victory over Switzerland. And Switzerland played brilliantly for the first 65 minutes, warding off the threat of the Spanish. Eventually, the deadlock came. But have they properly been challenged this tournament?
Well, definitely not as much as Germany have, for sure. I think we haven't seen them being as challenges as we would have liked them to be going into a semi-final. I think what we saw, in the quarterfinals against Switzerland was very impressive on the Swiss side, but I think all of us were expecting Spain to go through. And I think, we saw, a good reaction. We saw them struggle for like 60 minutes or so, and we saw a good reaction when, Atenea came off the bench, and we saw Claudia Pina change sides. I think we need to see them in some of those situations a bit more to be comfortable with, knowing that reaction will come when plan A doesn't work out. But I'm sure that, they'll be ready to demonstrate that if that happens against Germany.
Bayer, Spain will, you would imagine, believe they would have enough to beat Germany in 90 minutes, but of course they can't take that for granted, can they?
They definitely cannot, and I think, Germany showed yesterday how organised they are in defence, and I think, Spain has shown little mistakes at the back during the group stages. We have conceded some goals, so I wouldn't be that confident that we're not going to go all the way to extra time or even to penalties. So they will definitely need to be practicing, especially, Mariona Caldente and Alexia Putellas being, probably the two most reliable players when it comes to taking PK. So seeing them not make them is worrying for sure. I think, Aitana was definitely very polite and not trying to call their teammates out, but that's definitely something that they'll need to be working on.
Konstantin, Germany, they've had a few injury issues, haven't they, throughout the tournament? Julia Gwynn, obviously, the captain, being injured. I think Nutsken's now going to miss the match, isn't she? Katrin Hendrick as well after that red card. Have Germany got enough to push through to the final? They'll certainly believe they can because of the spirit, and we've talked about the resilience that Germany have had, but this will be a match, won't it? This has the potential to be a great semi-final on Wednesday.
Yeah, but you named probably the most important player in Germany's squad just right now. Sylke Nüsken is the most important player, especially during this tournament. Julia Gwynn, she went down in the first game, so she hasn't really played a role at all. But in absence of her, and also in absence of Lena Oberdorf from Bayern Munich, one of the best, maybe the best holding midfielder in the world, because she's not fit right now. She can't be at the tournament. So Nüsken was the most important player, but she's out due to a second yellow card. So not having her in midfield against Bonmati and Potea, that's a major setback for Germany. We have to be realistic here. Nüsken is not only offensively most important player, but also holding everything together and being the leader. She does the same for Chelsea during the season, but also she does it now for Germany. So yeah, that's a major setback, and I don't really know how Christian Bück, the head coach, will solve that issue now. I mean, he can bring back Dahlmann maybe. She's of course intense and a runner, but Germany will lack probably and will miss their most important player. So even that gives Spain another slight advantage over Germany, I guess.
And if I had to ask you both, and Konstantin, I'm going to ask you, who's going to be in the final? If you can remove your heart from your body just for the next 10 seconds, who's going to make the final next Sunday?
Well, I also like that we both try to push each other as the favourite in a sense. But I think that Spain and England will play the final next Sunday.
Bea, do you concur?
I'm going to say Spain because I think they're really hungry for, beating Germany. They've got the Olympics still, right there, like they remember. So I'm going to say Spain. I have a feeling Italy might surprise everyone, but, we'll see.
Spanish football journalist Bea Redondo and German football writer and broadcaster Konstantin Eckner there. And Germany against Spain kicks off at 19 GMT on Wednesday in Zurich, Isaac.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dele. We're going to be bringing you commentary for that at 19 GMT on the BBC World Service. As it stands, Italy leading England. The two teams are back out in Rabat. Piers Edwards and Rachel Ayegba with commentary.
Thank you very much, Isaac. Yes, and the second half has just kicked off. Ghana looking to protect their slender one-goal lead. Morocco desperate, of course, to get their way back into this game. They trailed early on against Zambia on match day 1 in Group A before coming back to draw 2-2. And then in their second game, again, they trailed, and on that occasion, they came back emphatically by winning 4-2 against the Congolese. And how they would like a repeat of that goal-scoring form in this second period. The fans have come out in force to the Olympic Stadium in Rabat. What they saw in the first half was a very mature display from Ghana's Black Hawk Queens, who have looked really really positive. Morocco they look a little bit too anxious. You can just see it in this calamity at the back from Amici. And Ghana cannot profit. It was Nyamache who had the opportunity to lob the Moroccan goalkeeper. Well, we spoke earlier about that fact that he has not convinced Amici, and inexplicably at the back Morocco, well, they just presented the ball to a Ghanaian opponent. It was Amici who just fouled Nyamache, and you used to playing goal, Rachel Yegba, lifting this title in 2006. What on earth was she doing there?
I don't even know what she was thinking, because that is something that goalkeepers, we don't do. They pass the ball because they believe you are safe to clear the ball out, and I think she was overthinking in her head, and then she wasn't even thinking, knowing what to do, and then she just lost it. Luckily for her, they didn't score. That would have been another problem for Morocco.
It would have been a serious problem for the Atlas Lions. They never kept a clean sheet in a knockout tie in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, Morocco, but they have always scored, and they're going to be needing to do so. In the 40 plus minutes that remain, Masudi just caught by Nyamache. This will be a free kick that goes the Atlas Lionesses' way. And they're not on a bad scoring streak either, the Moroccans. They've scored in their last 10 WAFCON games. That's by far and away their most successful scoring run in the competition. They have, of course, been hugely helped by playing at home, not just this tournament, but the one before in 2022, and they will be hosting again next year, the 2026 WAFCON, which will be getting underway in March. Redouane plays it deep inside the gun area, flicked on by Mrabe. Ouzraoui cannot pick it up. You can hear the crowd urging Sakina Ouzraoui onto that, and that was Route 1 stuff, and Mrabe was a really important flick, and it just ran out of room for Ouzraoui.
Yeah, that was an impressive one for Morocco. You can say that they are fighting their way. They want to equalize as early as possible to give them a good chance to win this game, but they have to find the first goal.
Nyamache finding the breakthrough to 27 minutes. And up front, Dua just holding it well, but she can't bring others into play, and Morocco can clear their lines here. Mrabe just turns away from Boy Chlorka into Benzina at the back. Across it goes to Aziza Rabah. And Redouane now onto the left-hand side for Morocco. She often loves to bomb forward, does Redouane. We haven't seen too much of it. Shemak trying to bring in Ouzraoui, and she does so in this another superbly timed tackle at the back. This time Portia Bouache taking the ball off the toes of the Moroccans as they eyed the Ghanaian goal. And you wouldn't know Bouache was 36 the way that she moved around.
No, that was a clean tackle, clean one from Bouache. That's to tell you that she has a good experience. She knows when to slide for the ball. Impressive one.
Yeboah in behind for Ghana, looking to make it 2-3 in the area. She goes deep, cross back into the middle, and Amici will gather this, but just for a moment, Ghana were in behind again, and there were two attacking in the 6-yard box, one just dropping off, waiting for the cutback on the penalty area. But once again, they got in very easily behind the Moroccan back line, Ghana.
Yeah, the way they're playing, you can tell that they are really relaxed. Even for the fact that when you see his opponent, they score a goal, they will sit back, try to defend the slim chance that they've had. But the way they're playing, they're still going for more. We should scare Morocco.
Certainly will. Chebak on the ball for the Moroccans. Best player of the tournament in 2022. The best player of the group phase is adjudged by officials from the Confederation of African Football's technical team. The joint top scorer, but she has not been at it today. She really is the poster girl of this team. You can see her face on the backs of buses and on walls in Morocco for this tournament. And she has yet to really find her groove as her side win a free kick over on the far side. They're not slowing this down in Morocco. They're going at 100 miles an hour. And you just wonder if they will burn out. They just need to settle down, Remember, they've got a lot of time to go. Here's Rowie around the corner. Badri onto her left foot. Badri lets fly. And it's tipped behind for a corner. And that was one intention in her mind, Najat Badri. And she worked it onto her left foot, let fly from distance, and Cynthia Conlon just very happy to take no chances and tuck that behind for a corner.
Yeah, that was a good shot from Badri. And then the goalkeeper, she was on her toe. She made a good save, very important save.
Well, Badri actually having Morocco's first shot on goal in this game. Conlon has had little to do in the Ghana goal, and I don't think she was expecting anybody to be saying that. And she came into this game expecting huge pressure from the host, of course. She kept her clean sheet for the first time last time out against Algeria, did Cynthia Conlon, the 22-year-old, and goal for the Black Queens. And well, it didn't require the most amount of goalkeeping. She did what she had to do.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you ever had any good action. The important thing is that when you're being called upon, you are there to answer the call, which she did really well.
But in your AFCON in 2006, she didn't concede a goal in the knockout stages, neither in the semi nor in the final. With a smile on the face of the modest Rachel Ayegba, who doesn't want to draw attention to her feet, but I can. Shabak down the left-hand side for Morocco, trying to play it forward to Masoudi. She's going to win her side another corner. You can hear the fans beginning to get behind the side, trying to inspire them to Saturday's final against Nigeria at 2000 GMT, which you can listen live on the BBC World Service, bringing you the action from this 13th edition of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Anxious faces on the looks of the Moroccan team. Atlas Lionesses, they are named, and they need to show some fight, but Masoudi's delivery was poor, straight behind. Goal kick for the Ghanaians, and well, the Black Queens will be welcoming that all day. That's the sort of service they want.
That is the kind of service they want. They don't want anything other than that. You can see the replay, Colin, she was called upon the first time, eyes on the ball, very impressive save, the hands, everything, there was no error, good movement, good footwork, good hands, perfect from Colin, impressive one from her.
Former under-20 player who played at the Women's World Cup as Morocco streamed forward, clearly half-time team talk. We just urged them to go and find a goal that they need to stay alive in this tie, but Shabak's shot just cannons off a Ghanaian player. They will have to build all the way again from the back with Anishi, who just plays that across the face of goal again. Boy Dua, not a million miles away from just cutting that out and possibly having an open goal. Kujo with the header into Asantwa. Asantwa tries to get Princess Martho. Going down the left-hand side, but that's easily cut out by Mihela Benzina. Morocco deep inside their own half, still behind their penalty area line as it were, but they played it neatly out there. Little 1-2. And they can get moving again, looking forward up towards Draidi, but so far these long balls forward are not working. Here is Draidi, picking up on the loose ball, striker goal, little deflection, still not fully cleared, and Morocco equalised 10 minutes into the second half, and it's Sakina Ouzraoui who profited from a little bit of pinball inside the Ghanaian area. They just would not give up, the Atlas Lionesses, and they have bitten, and it is Morocco 1, Ghana 1, and very much game on in this second WAFCON semi-final.
This is game on. This is pure game on. This is the kind of game Morocco likes to play. They like to get behind the defense line. This time it actually worked for them, and then they scored. This is game on, pure game on, and this is going to be a problem. When you allow the likes of Morocco to equalize, they're not going to stop there. They want to win, and they're going to come out. They have to keep fighting, and they're going to fight.
Well, that was all about hunger from Morocco. They went long down the middle. They just couldn't be cut out by Yeboah, and as she lost possession, the drive came in from distance. It was Masoudi who had it, and it just bounced awkwardly, and before Conlon could get two hands on the ball, well, it was Rowie read that really, really well, took it on her right foot in the air, and as it dropped to the floor, and Conlon came out to deny her space. Well, before Colin could even make it, was Rowie with excellent presence of mind.
One problem
just
for
finishing it off.
One problem for the goalkeeper, when the ball bounces that way, you have to make the player uncomfortable. She retrieved back a little bit. That is something a goalkeeper, that's something you're not allowed to do.
The thoughts of Rachel Ayegba, a former goalkeeper with the Super Falcons, who lie in wait for whoever makes it through from this tie. I said it was Masoudi who had the strike from distance. It was actually Draidi. And you can see the smile on the face of Sakina Ouzraoui. Started every game. She set up the goal for Draidi against Mali in the quarterfinals, also going close a couple of times herself. And on this occasion, it was Draidi's strike that enabled Ouzraoui, based in Spain, to find the equalising goal. Conlon is receiving treatment in the meantime. I'm pretty sure I saw the referee brandish a yellow card. We'll await confirmation of that. But at present, there is no play underway.
The coach should leave a little bit. He was really happy, and I wasn't expecting anything less. The stadium is lit. Look at how everyone is happy. The fans, they are screaming. I think they weren't expecting that to come as early as that, but they got the goal. So game on.
Well, Ghana are going to be making a substitution, and one of their key players is coming back onto the field. Alex Kusi, their top scorer, with 2 goals, who wasn't in the matchday squad last time around for the all-important quarter-final against Algeria. She pulled up with injury on the day of the game, decided not to risk it, but she had 2 goals in the group phase, a penalty against Tanzania, and then the strike against Mali. 30 years of age, top scorer in qualifying, and she will make a welcome return to the pitch as this game ticks towards the hour mark. We are back underway in Morocco, but it was just what they wanted from their early endeavours in the second period, as Masoudi drops her shoulders to get away from Nyameche. Redouane. We talked about the Ghanaian confidence growing and growing in the first half. What's this going to do for Morocco, Rachel?
Oh, I think this has woken this team up. Morocco is going to take this momentum. They're going to continue, and they're going to push for a second goal. I don't think they're going to lay back like the way they've played in the first half and even into the second half. For the fact that they scored now, like I said to you, I said if they don't score 20 minutes into the second half, it's game over for them. They scored now. This is another open play, just like 0-0 when they started the game. So this is a good opportunity for them to come back and fight to win this game.
Nyameche just hauled down to the floor by Masoudi, one of 3 Moroccans, 4 around the Ghanaian. Masoudi trying to say she played the ball, just came in from the wrong side of Stella Nyameche. Based in the US, Nyameche with Gotham FC, joining the American side of the turn of the year, and then being on this bench as Gotham won the first ever CONCACAF Women's Champions Cup final in May. No goal now cancelled out by that strike from Ouzraoui. And whatever Jorge Vilda, their coach, said at half-time, is clearly working. Jabak now trying to play it forward into the goal scorer, Ouzraoui, and Berkane, cool as you like at the back to bring it out. And Nyameche drops her shoulder, does what Masoudi does to her, to Masoudi. Well, as Portia Bouache showing all her experiences, she's just glided out of defence around the red cones of the Moroccan players.
Bouache, even for the fact that they are playing 1-1, she still has the confidence to play away out from the back. It was like impressive to watch from her.
Well, the referee is brandishing her yellow card, and where's this going? I think she just showed one to the assistant of Morocco, Jorge Vilda's assistant, Saad Gaman, who acts as his translator. It's about the players on the pitch who are going to be getting bookings, which is really important ones, and it looks like Chantal Boy-Lorca has gone in to the referees at no, but not one of those booked. The 29-year-old Saad Gaman on the touchline, looking very uncomfortable, but he helps translate the coach's native Spanish into French and Arabic. And wearing a look which suggests that he shouldn't have been booked, but I'm not sure I've ever seen a player get booked, and it looked as though they felt they deserved it.
Yeah, the tension is really high. Sometimes when the game is really hot like this, you see sometimes some people cannot just control themselves. But this is football. This is things that we would love to see.
The passion of the game.
The passion of the game.
61 minutes gone in this second WAFCON semi-final. Nigeria earlier in the day beating South Africa by 2-1, the 9-time African champions, looking to extend their record to a 10th. Mission X, they're calling it, because in Central America, the United States women's team has 9 titles. The People's Republic of China has 9 in Asia. Nigeria have 9 in Africa. No one has 10. Mission X, of course, the Latin for 10. And very much alive and kicking in the minds of Nigerians, who really have made it their mission to come back. As we see another yellow card being issued. Well, Swabi Iratunga, the woman in the middle from Burundi, could not be accused of favouring the home side. Chebak looks absolutely stunned about the fact that she has gone into the book. But she has. And she just has to cope with it and get on with it. Caution matching the armband on her left shoulder. She just came in late on Asantwa, catching the inside of the Ghanaians' right instep. And frankly, I think Asantwa's been one of the best players in this tournament.
The referee
was the only way to stop that.
The referee is a no-nonsense referee right from the start of the game. I think Chebak was surprised, but I don't think she should be surprised, because sometimes some referee, they don't joke, and she doesn't look like someone that is here to joke.
Well, she cautioned today, conceded a goal in stoppage time when handling in the box last time around. Chebak, Morocco's most capped player. She's better with the ball at her feet. Portia Boache with the free kick for Ghana. Swung in deep, headed away by Rabat, and then a shot came in from Yeboah. She never got hold of it, the right back for Ghana, and that'll be a goal kick to Morocco.
Sometimes when the defender, when they shoot, they just shoot like defenders, as if she's playing.
You say that so dismissively, Rachel.
So I don't understand. Like, you are in a good position, just look for the target. She's just shoot the ball as if she's playing the ball out of the defense line. I
don't think most players grow up wanting to be defenders. I think they probably have to adjust their desires on account of their skill set, quite possibly. As Amishi just gets us back underway, up towards Badri. The yellow boot comes out to get on the end of that, and Ghana will just take their time. Well, we thought we were going into extra time in the first semi-final. But that late winner from Nigeria. We will be seeing additional time tonight in Rabat. Yeboah delivered the cross that led to that Ghanaian goal, and one of 2 players from the under-20 Women's World Cup squad from last year in the side, Nyomeche the other. Cannot hold on to it. Masudi takes it off her toes. Chebak tries to play it back into Masudi. Really important tackle coming in from Susan Dua. And Morocco take it early, and with Draidi, who switches the play out to Ait El Hajj on the right-hand side, trying to bring in Uzraoui. Really well played at the back there from Jennifer Kujo, who's been hugely impressive alongside Asantwa in the centre of the park for Ghana. As Draidi picks it up inside the central circle, down she goes, free kick Morocco.
Chebak, she's one of the smartest players from this Morocco team. That was what she was looking for. She did that. Look at her, guided the ball properly. She needed that contact, and then she got the contact, and that is perfect. They're going to start from there.
The player leading the line, looking to add to her 3 goals. I've achieved almost all of my goals, she said, ahead of this tournament. I have only one dream left, and that is to win the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. First of all, she's got to get to the final. Redouane on the left-hand side for Morocco, dinked in towards the D. Rabet goes up, doesn't get anything on it, and when it comes to the substitute, Najat Badri, who I don't think she was sure whether she was shooting or trying to play that through. In the end, it was nothing, and Conlon has it in the Ghana goal.
I'm not going to say anything about the shot this time.
You can say what you like. This is what you have us alongside here on the BBC World Service. as we wait to see which of Morocco and Ghana will make it through. 1-1 in the 66th minute of the game. Ghana trying to build down the left-hand side. Forward they go. We've not seen too much of Boé-Doué in the last few minutes, but here she is, causing problems and winning her side of corner. To the dismay of Benzina at the back for Morocco. She's led the line really well today. Boé-Doué, the reigning Women's Player of the Year. Well, it's actually a goal kick that's gone in the favour of the Moroccans. She's got a pretty decent scoring record too as well. 10 goals from 24 caps. We've just not seen her up close and in front of goal so far, Ghana's number 9.
Yeah, the first half she had one opportunity which she didn't find the target. I think she's really stressing the defense line, but sometimes some striker, they just need one chance to make that impact. Maybe she might find it before the end of this game.
Well, she's also causing, as you say, Rachel Yegra, problems for the Moroccan defence, occupying them. As Masudi, the other end, was occupying the Black Queen's defence, and she's down on the floor. Sanat Masudi, if it reminds me her hairstyle of Carlos Valderrama from the 1990s, if you remember him, the terrific Colombian central midfielder. Not quite as much of it, but not dissimilar. And she was caught by Nyatiche on her left hand foot. Stella Yameche just catching Masudi's right foot. And Shabak will be standing over this, and big players will come forward for Morocco. The Rabber in there, Benzina in there as well, the two central defenders. Hands on hips for Shabak, sizing it up. Opportunity here for Morocco to take the lead for the first time in this game.
Which might happen because right now Ghana, they are giving them the opportunity to cause havoc in the edge there.
Shabak dinks it in, headed away by Ghanaian, only as far as Badri back into the middle, comes up to Uzraoui, cannot get the strike away, really well blocked, still is not fully cleared. Badri under pressure, lots of yellow shirts in there. And eventually Ghana get it away and up towards the halfway line where Ait El Haj will try and pick it up for Morocco, but she's not as fast as she might like to be, and Ghana have a throw in on their left-hand side, and good, solid, stubborn defending there from Ghana, and a really important block as well to deny Uzraoui her second of the game.
They've been putting their body behind the ball all the time, defending really well. They just have to keep going. Don't give Morocco the chance that they're looking for. This is the way Morocco usually play.
Shabak into Masudi, into the penalty area she goes. Masudi strike a goal, and another really good block coming in from the Ghanaians. This time Boakye, who holds the side together at the back in terms of her experience and leadership, and they've taken the corner quickly. Shabak into the middle, it goes, headed away again. And out as well. And here comes Boé-Doué, just trying to trouble the Moroccans and forcing them all the way back to Amishi in goal, but the Moroccans are in a hurry to score, and they are using the ball wisely. And they've been given the confidence by finding the back of the net, and they are just far more settled. Masudi, nice little play with Shabak. Redouani now into Shabak, just dinks it over the foot of the Ghanaian player. Beautifully done. Islam Shabak as Yameche tries to dispossess Redouani, doesn't manage to do so. Into the middle it goes, high, and Uzraoui can't get anything on it, and still not fully cleared, and then the shot comes in from distance again, and that's way wide. But the pressure is one way at present, and it is the red shirts of Morocco streaming forward against Ghana's Black Queens.
The pressure is really on against the Ghana Queens. This is the kind of game, this is where their pattern, Morocco, this is how they play their football. They've been sleeping, and now, for the fact that they scored at this 1-1, they have every reason to start knocking for the second goal, because they've given them the opportunity to equalize. Now they're going for the win.
They are indeed, and they've made a change, and Boé-Doué, her race is run with 20 minutes to go, and the score still Morocco 1, Ghana 1. Princella Adubeya is coming on. She will be looking for her second goal of the tournament, having scored very late on against Tanzania. That was the only game she's started in the tournament. The rest she's been coming on as a sub, the 26-year-old based in the United Arab Emirates with Abu Dhabi Country Club, as just wait for play to get underway. An opportunity for the official from Burundi, Uratunga, to take on some water. But at present, it is the Ghanaian goalkeeper, Conlon, who is down and receiving treatment. I didn't see what caused the incident to Cynthia Conlon. But possibly not the worst idea to take a little bit of sting out of these Moroccan moves.
I was going to say that the most important players on the pitch are the goalkeepers. So when the pressure is just too much, the way Morocco, the momentum, you want to take it away from them, just kill the game a little bit, and that is what I think she's doing right now. Even for the fact that she had the contact earlier on, this is another opportunity for her to like shield and take the momentum away from Morocco, and then allow a player to talk to themselves, and then because you can't even hear whatever is going on right now because the fans, they've taken every space away from there, they can't hear each other. So this is a good opportunity for them to talk to each other and then reset again and start all over again.
Good game management from the Ghanaian 22-year-old in the eyes of Rachel Ayekba, the former Nigeria goalkeeper, lifted the trophy in 2006, then beating Ghana in the final. Ghana have been to 3 finals, all of them have been in Nigeria, and all of them have been against, I said earlier, the Super Falcons. Now they would love to change the record if they could get to the final again. A reminder, you can hear that live and exclusive on the BBC World Service on Saturday night as Nigeria still wait to find out which of Morocco or Ghana they will meet. The referee just going to halting play again. Chebak, one of 2 players down on the floor. There's a Ghanaian down as well. And well, these are the semi-finals of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. It's the European women's event also going on at present. Semi-final tomorrow between Spain and Germany. You can also listen to on the BBC World Service. That game kicking off at 1900 GMT. And it was Kujo who clattered into Chebak going for the ball. And it just dissected the 2 of them, Kujo and Chebak, and they clattered into one another, and they are both down. And well, if they wanted to take the stick out of the Moroccan moves with the bit of possible time wasting from Conlon early on, well, it's happening again.
You have to take every opportunity that you have. I think Chebak actually went into Kujo. She used her arm to push her chest. When we talk about 2006, it was South Africa that were defeated in the final, not Ghana. And if they have the opportunity to play,
keep going.
If they have the opportunity to play against Ghana and Nigeria Super Falcons in the final, I don't think they have any chance.
You don't think you have any chance? I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. I'm pretty sure you beat Ghana in 2006 and you beat South Africa in the semis. We will argue about it later.
2006, how many years ago?
I mean, you did this 19 years ago.
Oh.
There was an 88th minute winner that the Ghanaians scored to defeat the South Africans in the semi-finals that year. And they went down by a 1-0 against Nigeria in the final. We're back underway. Benzina at the back has it for Morocco. A lazy swing of her right foot, just looking long up towards Draidi, cut out by Boache. Bonsu out to the left-hand side to Alice Kusi, who's not seen too much of it since she's come onto the pitch. Through the middle they go, Ghana. And looking for some early involvement from Princella and Ubeya. Masoudi, lovely little control and touch, and back into Chebak. They just worked so well, these 2, and they found each other again. Chebak in space down the left-hand side. Draidi in the middle if she can find her. Instead she plays it short to Masoudi, who tries to get the shot away. 2 Ghanaian players instantly closing her down and giving her no room to shoot. And Morocco will come forward again. Really important header again at the back, this time from Dua. If she had missed that, it was going all the way to a Moroccan player in behind her. A really fascinating clash this is. And Ghana bring it out. Just a few Moroccan players looking as though they were expecting the referee's whistle. And there is the referee's whistle, and this will be a Moroccan free kick on the right-hand side. And we saw some of that Ghanaian strength. There's just a little bit of beef going on between Asantwa and her opposite number in the middle of the park, Najat Badri. Youth versus experience. Asantwa 24, Badri 37. With the ball at the feet of the Moroccans, Ait El Haj. those who played in the final 3 years ago. And the lady who set up Draidi's goal for Morocco in that Women's World Cup game swings it in, but headed away. Redouane dinks it in again. Up goes Benzina, wins the header. Masoudi, two in the middle, Draidi and around the penalty area, and Masoudi is down, and on this occasion she is looking for the penalty. The hand to the ear, the left ear of the referee signifies that there is communication between the VAR team and the woman in the middle, and Masoudi. Well, let's have a look. She felt the tug on the shoulder coming from Bonsu. There's no contact on the ball. We've seen these given, and Masoudi went down easily, but there was a little push on her right-hand shoulder, on her left-hand shoulder. Rachel Egbe, you're looking at me say this should not be given, but we know many times over that this sort of thing does get given. Your views on that challenge?
My view on this challenge is that it is not a penalty. That's my opinion. But like you said, they've given such penalty before, but I don't think this is a penalty.
Well, it will be down to the officials in the VAR room, led by an official from Swaziland today, Letitia Antonella Viana. We are waiting for play to resume. Morocco have had a penalty in every game of this tournament. They have had 7 penalties since the start of the 2022 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, and we are back underway, and it's not been given.
Yes, I don't think that was a penalty. She guided the ball and then tried to obstruct the striker a little bit, but that
she just went down too early. She was going down, and she made the most of it. She's off again and running. Masoudi's such a talented player, tigerish, dynamic, loves to go forward when she gets it, really direct. Has got a lovely touch as well. I really do enjoy watching the 25-year-old. A star in the local league with AS Far, the reigning Moroccan Women's League Player of the Year. And she scored only 2 goals in AFCON history in the knockouts 3 years ago. And
just a quick one, Piers.
Today.
Just a quick one, Piers. Do you think there's going to be another 9-minute goal, just the way Nigeria knocked South Africa out in the earlier stage of the semi-final today?
I don't know, Rachel. We'll wait and see. A last-minute winner you're opting for.
I'm just trying to put you in the spot.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I do not know. We will wait and see. Wait and see. Bonsu down the left-hand side. Adubeya twisting, trying to get away from Benzina. A real tussle between the two of them, and Benzina, while just using her body to put Adubeya off her stride. Ghana have the free kick, and despite the best efforts of 3 Moroccans, they couldn't stop Princella Adubeya, and she worked hard for her team and got a little bit of luck, but not her reward,
that was a good movement from her. She used her body really well, and then she got the corner kick from there.
A rare foray forward for Ghana in this half. They have not had too many opportunities to get forward. Well, Hayfielder looking off from the touchline. He was making the VAR gesture, wanting a penalty, which didn't come his side's way. Stella Yumechi, who's cornered in the first half, ended with her finding the back of the net. What can she do on this occasion? 6 Ghanaian players in and around the 6-yard box, and it's an in-swinger, and it just goes straight into the side netting, having come into play and then immediately out, and that was a waste.
Another opportunity, another waste opportunity. These are the kind of opportunity. Corner kick is just like the second penalty. When you have this kind of set piece, you have to try to utilize it. When you have the likes of Morocco, you don't know anything. Anything can happen, and anything is possible. They have just 10 minutes to go. Please use these chances, because you never know.
Exactly. And Yumechi, well, she's really interesting. Just 19 years of age, she said she started taking her coaching badges when she was 16. She got her licensed D badge 3 years ago. She called the course an eye-opener and how to avoid bad habits, but unfortunately for her, she wouldn't have done exactly as she wanted. But really interesting to see one so young, keen to learn in the game. Ashley Plumter as well for the Nigerians. She's taking coaching badges. There's Ghana coming forward, headed away by Rabba, who bravely puts her head in the way of the ball. Yeboah into the middle it comes. Boyd Lorca just works it back. Asantwa, she can hit them from distance on this occasion. She gets really well crowded out again by the Moroccans, who are pressing high again. Masudi down on the floor once more. Chabak playing on. Badri now goes down with it, falling all over the place. Some solid challenges coming in, and this just shows the desire of both sides to win this game with 10 minutes to go, and it's still Morocco 1, Ghana 1.
Yeah, if somebody is trying to play fast one on you, you have to take one for the team, and that's what has happened.
Well, if Boyd Lorca is going into the yellow card again,
that should be...
Well, it was unclear whether she was booked earlier, but it looked as though she was when the referee was putting the card away. Let's have a look. Or is the yellow gone the way of Yamache? Well, there's the tackle from Boyd Lorca, who I thought may have gone into the notebook earlier.
Maybe she has second thoughts.
There's some communication going on here.
The front pocket, if it's the back pocket, that won't be a good one for...
Unclear regarding the cautions. Still treatment goes on the floor. And the pressure mounts. And Boyd Lorca is just edging away.
Yeah, she's like, don't talk to me.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't. Do you want to talk to me, headmistress, or not? Or shall I just...
I think she has to be careful, or the coach should think about it properly. Caution her to be careful, otherwise that will not look good for Ghana.
I'm certainly struggling to believe she's been booked twice and stayed on the pitch, so we will correct that in due course if we can.
Yeah.
Santwa in the base of the midfield for Ghana. Streaming forward now. Yemeche up ahead of her. Adubea. And she plays it in, and it's easily met by Benzina. To the left-hand side for Morocco, try and build again. And it'll be a throw-in and nothing more for Morocco. Redouane. A long ponytail flowing into Chewbacca. Another with the ponytail out to Badri on the right-hand side. Ait El Hajj. Patient on this occasion from the Moroccans. Rabet tries to take it on the turn and does manage to wriggle through. And Morocco have a free kick just 10 yards or so outside the penalty area. Very central.
And dangerous.
And dangerous in the eyes of Rachel Ayega. You can see the drive and the desire from Yasmin Rabet to go forward. She won the women's under 19 Euros when representing Spain under Jorge Vilda. Yasmin Rabet, that was in 2018. What would she give to lift an African title under the same man? Chewbacca standing over it. As Rachel Ayegba said, we saw a late winning goal in the earlier semi-final, which Nigeria won by 2-1. 5 minutes to go here. Chewbacca plays it in, missed by Badri. And Ghana anywhere will do time as they just knock it towards the halfway line, where Benzina plays it forward. Just only one thought in the eyes and minds of the Moroccans at present, which is just to charge forward. Masudi in the middle, gets it, tries to spin and turn and work it onto her left foot, but the touch is too heavy. Chewbacca now into Rabet, midway inside the Ghanaian half. Redouane on the left-hand side. Just checks it forward towards the D again. Flicked on by Badri, looking for Masudi. And Masudi couldn't gather. And Conlan can. And Ghana will just slow this down again.
Yes, that is all they have to do. But I think Ghana, they're also trying to push because they also want to win. But Morocco, they are pushing it even harder because they know what it's going to mean for them. They don't have to go extra 30 minutes because that is going to take a lot of energy from them.
It certainly is, and Ghana had a less day to prepare than their opponents. They also had to travel, they also went to extra time. Draidi just trying to pull the trigger. Expert challenge coming in from Dua again. Well, she was just about to release her right foot on the spin. It was Ibtisam Draidi. And the 23-year-old at the back for Ghana making another really, really important block. Not for the first time today. We saw that wonderful tackle.
She's just the wall of China.
She's just what?
She's the wall of China.
She's the wall of China. Love it.
She's not even giving them any opportunity to even try their goalkeeper.
Very, very impressive. At the back from Susan Dua. She plays her football in Israel with Apoel Katamon. Jerusalem. Porsche Boache with the free kick into Dua. Dua looks long and up towards Nyameche. Just uses her body to turn away from Redouane. Towards the byline she goes. They just body check again. The two players, Nyameche and Redouane. Yeboah into Nyameche. These two know each other's game well from under 20 level, but Morocco will have the throw in as we tick towards the 87th minute, and still nothing can separate these sides. Morocco 1, Ghana 1 in the second semi-final today for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Redouane looking tired. I was saying Ghana played an extra half hour against Algeria. They played it in the heat of northeastern Morocco as well. And then on Sunday they were travelling, so they really only had yesterday to relax and get their bodies back together after a 6-hour or 7-hour road trip from Oujda Berkane into the capital, Rabat. Not the ideal preparation, especially when their opponents are just sitting pretty at home and making the most of the facilities. Is Ghana coming forward down the left-hand side, into the middle it goes. Benzina cuts it out, and Ghana have a corner.
Yeah, that is what you get when you are the host nation. You're on top of the table in the group stage. You won your quarterfinal, and then now you're the semi-final, so you don't have to travel too much. The way they're playing, it doesn't even look as if there's any fatigue, because it's all about the motivation and the dedication. You can see the way they're playing, they're taking the fight to Morocco. They don't look like a team that is even tired a bit.
Well, their goal scorer is going to be coming off, Nyameche, and coming on is Evelyn Badou, who scored the winning penalty against Algeria on Saturday, so atoning for missing a really good chance with just 3 minutes of the 90 remaining. She failed to connect with a really good effort. She was cool as you like, the 21-year-old. So a penalty took Ghana into this phase. Corner taken early. Into the middle, instant touch for the substitute. Driver goal from the other one, Ali's Kusi, just trying to cause problems for Amici. But a wall of players at the back for Morocco on this occasion, preventing Kusi's strike from travelling too far. Asantwa just dinks one forward again, headed away by Rabat to Chebak in the middle of the park for Morocco. Into Masoudi. These two linked up so often in this game. Masoudi down the left-hand side. Redouane under pressure, just gets it away. And then Boy Lorca picks it up. And Rabat loses out. And Ghana are really causing and harrying and hassling Morocco, but unfairly so in the eyes of the referee. But excellent pressing from the Ghanaians.
Yeah, they are really pressing. Mosiboa, she's giving the defense line a big problem, not even giving them the opportunity to play through the middle, and that's why you see it has been easy for Ghana to take the middle away from Morocco. Morocco, they are very good with the midfield, with the like of Mozori and Shebak, but they haven't done the way they like to take the midfield away from the opponent. I don't think Ghana gave them that opportunity to roll from that angle.
Redouane, as we wait to see how many additional minutes at the end of the 90th minute, which we are now beyond. There will be 5 additional minutes. You would think a goal now would surely win it. Rabat round the corner. Ait El Haj looking forward up towards Badri. Boachi just gets her position right, heads it away, and then hits it high into the Rabat sky. As she tries to clear her lines, it comes back from Benzina. But the referee unhappy with something, and Ait El Haj holding her head in her hands. I must be honest, I missed that, but it's a Moroccan free kick. This will not be what either side want ahead of Saturday's final. An extra 30 minutes. They do, of course, want to be in the grand finale. And victory, I'm sure, will make the recuperation period all the smoother. Aitel Haj, deep it goes. Boache with a header. Rabet, well, and she went in with Badu, clash of heads. And, well, this time the referee does stop it. We see so many incidents these days without a clash of heads when players come together, though the referees stop it, that you would think that why the delay when a clear meeting of the heads of Rabet and her Ghanaian opponent. She's still holding hers, Yasmin Rabet.
Yeah.
Ghanaian player down on the floor.
I think the Morocco player, all the time, whenever there's any contact, they're just looking for the referee to react. They just have to play according to the whistle. Badu,
who's just come on. Well, she only had her eyes
on the ball.
And I'm afraid that Rabet was slightly collateral damage as Evelyn Badu just caught her with a glancing head. Tell me.
Both of them are trying to blame each other. Both of them were just looking at the ball. No, but it wasn't like intentional, so they should just get on with it and just play.
No malice involved whatsoever from the Ghanaian. Captain of Ghana's under-20 Women's World Cup squad in the past. Also one of those to find the back of the net against Tanzania, as we see Jorge Vilda, the Spanish coach in charge of Morocco, looking on from the touchlines, eyes wide and alert. He's got a job to do, the 44-year-old, as he tries to lead Morocco to the promised land, becoming African champions in this women's event. Only Nigeria and South Africa have only ever won the men's and women's Africa Cups of Nations. Morocco in the men's event back in 1976. Can they join that illustrious list? And the final takes place on Saturday. Boache at the back for Ghana. Just cannot find Alice Kusi. And Morocco might have a throw in inside their own half, and it looks like we are running out of time if this game is not going to be going into extra time.
It looks like we're running out of time.
Mishi just plays it to Benzina. Morocco been so keen to press forward for much of this second half, in which they found the equalising goal. Just a little bit more cautious in the minute or so that remains. 1-1, Morocco-Ghana in the semi-final of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations here on the BBC World Service. Chabak, that's a lovely ball round the corner to Redouane. They need players to get into the centre circle and the ball to join them as well. Chabak just forced back into Benzina, into the 5th and final minute of the 5 added on. Aitel Haj certainly deliver across, just forced back again into Benzina. Perhaps they just want to time their attack to perfection. Up she goes. Badri cannot win the header because Boache is there. Rabet looking a little bit tired all of a sudden in the middle of the park for Morocco, and the Ghanaian free kick, and having a little bit of an altercation with...
Asantewa is not having it at all.
No, she is not. She is a tiger in that midfield.
I know.
The player wearing number 5 for Ghana.
She reminds me the like of Rita Shikpelu, former Super Falcon, the midfielder.
Oh, she is a huge talent, Grace Asantewa. She said, not that we're going to just win the trophy, she said, as an individual, I want to win this WAFCON. I want my name to be in the history books in Ghana, Africa and the world. She has set her sights high. Well, the 5 minutes are up, and the arms of the referee are up as well, because full time has blown. It has ended with nothing to separate Morocco and Ghana at the end of regulation time. Yameche with the goal just before the half-hour mark in the opening period, and then cancelled out by Sakina Ouzraoui early in the second half, means that we will be going to extra time, because at the end of the 90 minutes it is Morocco 1, Ghana 1.
Thank you very much. 15 more minutes of football, 30 more minutes of football in extra time to look forward to. What an attritional battle this has been between Morocco and Ghana. Rachel, it's been a difficult slog, a mistake from Ghana, letting that ball come to Yeboah, kind of not getting rid of her lines, allowing Zakini Ouzraoui to pounce and score that equaliser for Morocco. But they haven't really created many other chances since then.
No, not at all. Both teams, they're just playing like in a cautious way this time. You know, when you're playing 1-1, you don't want to make any mistake again for you to go out of the competition. This is a semi-final. There's no replay. There's no coming back. So that's why you see the way they are playing. Everyone is trying to be cautious and trying to be careful during the 9 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Ghana's midfield has been absolutely fantastic. I think, Piers, you were talking about Jennifer Kudjo. She really has been brilliant and really managed to kind of stop Higuaín Shebak in the Morocco midfield. That's the kind of battle that I've been really, really intrigued by in this match.
Absolutely, it's been great to see Kudjo gets through a lot of work. She's the more elder of the two. She's 31 years of age. Santua's 24. But I must be honest, Kudjo does a lot of work, and also she shows us some of the skills that she's got to sort of sachet one way and then the other. I love Santua. Her body positioning is good. She gets her body in the way between opponent and ball. She often seems to have time on it. She's quite squat and solidly built, and she certainly uses her frame well. And I think she's one of those players who I'm sure will be on the radar of bigger clubs. We know exactly how much of a shop window this Women's Africa Cup of Nations is for the continent's best players. We saw so many going to join bigger clubs at the end of the last tournament 3 years ago. And we know the likes of Kundananji and Banda have been amongst the most expensive women's players of all time. Still, two of the world's top four are those Zambians. And I wonder where the likes of Santua will end up, and the others to catch the eye here, like Yeboah, the right back, just 18 years of age. Lots of talent, lots of youth, and I'm sure their Swedish coach would be delighted to be working with players of this calibre.
Yeah, it really will be. There's another big semi-final taking place in Europe at the moment. Reigning champions England have just got an equaliser against Italy, 1-1. Michelle Adjiman, who of course has Ghanaian parents, scoring the equaliser, the 19-year-old coming off the bench and rescuing Serena Wiegmann's side once again. It is 1-1 in that one. We will have, of course, commentary of the other semi-final on the BBC World Service between Germany and Spain tomorrow, 19 GMT. Make sure you tune in for that one. Piers, what do these two teams have to do in this next period of football to kind of get that next goal, that important goal?
I think they've just got to keep it tight and make sure they do not lose out, and also they need to bring a little bit of energy, which is exactly what they're going to be doing now, because Fatima Tagnaout, the really lively winger for Morocco, is coming on. So too Iman Saoud, who's often a sub as well for the Moroccans, and Masoudi Ouzraoui going off. And Isaac, I'm not going to come back to you because the start of extra time is now underway, as both Ghana and Morocco look to see if they can find the goal. And we'll take them to Saturday's final. Chebak Redouani on the left-hand side, inside the penalty area for Morocco, headed away by Bouache. And Saoud, who's just come on, keeps it alive. Badri into the middle now, and Santua with the header, and Morocco have a throw just by the corner flag over on that far side.
Yeah, Tagna coming in, she's one of another dangerous player for Morocco team. She plays just a little bit like Shebak. I think this is another powerhouse coming in again to support the team. This is going to be another exciting extra time for this Morocco team.
Well, 26 years of age now, Tagnaout. Pretty much all her career with AS FAR. She went to Spain, Sevilla not so long ago, didn't really enjoy it, came back after a month or so, made the best 11 in 2022, and she's on the ball now, left-footed, gets to the byline, dinks in the cross, really good on as well, important header at the back from Ghana to make sure that didn't end up on Saoud's or Draidi's head. But she is a tricky winger, Fatima Tagnaout, really great to watch. A bundle of energy, Good ability, excellent crosser as well. Redouane, Shabak, and well, taken out, taking players off by making her run. Redouane faced by two Ghanaian shirts. Rabat into Benzina, who's just in the centre circle in the Ghanaian half. And she just lofts it forward, clipped forward to Draidi, whose header manages to play it towards Tagnaut, near the corner flag on this left-hand side for Tagnaut. White boots to go with that, white and black dreadlocks, and then she drops the shoulder, tries to go past Yeboah, but the Ghanaian did really well, stood her ground and blocked her path.
Yeah, what a play. The extra time, first half, has been like electrifying in this game. The Morocco team, Tagnaut coming in on the left-hand side, she's pushing. You can tell, look at the way Morocco is playing, pushing the ball to her all the time. She's trying to set the play, try to set the tone for Morocco team. Ghana, they're standing their ground. They're not giving them any inch to come into the final box to come and destroy them.
Well, Ghana, of course, won on penalties against Algeria in the quarter-finals. Morocco won on penalties in the semi-final in 2022. And Saoud cannot keep her crossing over on the right-hand side. Imam Saoud, turned 23 last month, based in France with Nantes. Set up Chappelle's third goal for the Moroccans against Mali in the quarter-finals on Friday night. Orheville, the coach, and many others watching and will be hoping that she can repeat that in the 27 minutes or so that remain. What will the Ghanaian fitness be like? Will that be the difference? Will the Moroccan advantage of having always stayed in the same place, not having had to play those extra 30 minutes, make the difference?
The way Ghana, the way they are playing, I'm not seeing any fatigue from the players. It's all about who wants it the most. And Ghana, for the fact that they're a very physical team, you can see they're trying to push and they don't want anything to come.
BBC News with Sue Montgomery. Medical officials and humanitarian organisations are expressing alarm about a rapid rise in extreme hunger in Gaza. The Hamas-run health ministry says more than 30 people have died as a result of malnutrition in the past 3 days, including over a dozen children. From Jerusalem, Emir Nader told us more.
We've had hunger in Gaza for many months, but it seems like in the past couple of weeks, the reporting, both anecdotal and in statistic, is really growing. Flour is exorbitantly expensive if you can indeed find it. Even though some children are given these nutritional supplements, it's not essentially food that can sustain them. They need essentially real food, not just paste coming out of a sachet. The World Food Programme is talking about 1 in 3 Gazans who are going for multiple days now without eating.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has signed a new law which critics say removes the independence of 2 key anti-corruption bodies. Thousands of protesters gathered in central Kiev to denounce the legislation. It brings the anti-corruption officers under the direct authority of a political appointee of Mr. Zelensky. The head of the United Nations has warned that countries that cling to fossil fuels are sabotaging themselves and missing the greatest economic opportunity of the century. Antonio Guterres was speaking as the UN released a special report on climate. Here's Mark Pointing.
We've seen record investment in clean energy around the world, about $2 trillion last year. And clearly that's a big driver of why we're seeing huge increases in things like solar and wind. What Guterres also says, though, is that the costs are falling for clean energy, partly thanks to this investment, and so it's becoming the most economically sensible option in many cases. He also draws the comparison to really high levels of subsidies for fossil fuels that he says have created an uneven playing field.
Ozzy Osbourne, the frontman of the British heavy metal band Black Sabbath, has died at the age of 76. Lisa Mzimba looks back at his life.
In a world famed for Ozzy was hard rock royalty. John Michael Osbourne.
Bone Crabono, Chapas no beautiful display. Now, Bonekuta, Prisla the Bonama, Chantel, Rocker Boy, Chantel Pechabono, Bone Betmio, Alice Kusi, Trimika Baba. What's your bonus? So referee Suavis Iratunga from Burundi. Nephew or Pejanesa, Oseosa. Ayosaria Monfentia, the Black Queens of Ghana. Samoya baby, the game make hot, but we trust our queens. Definitely, we are gonna put smile on our faces. Ghana will make it to the final. I'm Aaron Kofi Esau Tazi Kaswa Galilea. Ose Epen from Martina. Ghana is likely to win within extra time. Ghana will win by the name of God. My name is Nicholas from OCM, O Station. My name is Alvin Asiedu, please greet my girlfriend, Aquia Rose. Ghana will win today from Otumase. And also name coming from Otumase, but I'm Eric from Nugwa. Ghana will win this match. And then you Eric Chianugwa for Yanama. Hello, yeah, baby, Morocco will win. Now, NDC, baby, Morocco, do a better NDC. Hello, yeah, baby. My name is Joseph from Tema Newtown. Ghana will win on penalties. My name is Kia Vini Jr. Ghana 2, Morocco 1. Ghana must win. Ghana must win this game. So God help us. Emmanuel Enti, red top. If Black Queens didn't qualify, I'm okay with it because they have done well and they are no credit. Hi, I'm Pain 10 from Martina. Ghana 2. Morocco 1. Ja, I told you FT 1-1. Madridista from a flower. What can I Ja, please greet my son Papa J and tell him that I really love him. From Abiashi Kwe from Kokwase Adusa. 0241651177. 98 minutes of action. First extra time on here Bono. 1-1 still is the score line within the 90 minutes. Yantuaso Bonabedi. Morocco for no more. You pitch up on the 10 and so comfort your boy. A pitch up on a bonnet. My goodness. Hey. My goodness. Comfort your boy Bono Pejano. Papa. Comfort your boy Bono Pejano. Kokipano. Ayadia papa. And your son Cabona Channel. Oh yeah, dear papa, and your son Cabona Channel. Look at the reaction of Coach and Kim Last. Ordinary Sabunity. Shantuaso, Bono Ababedi, Morocco Fono Afamo. So that's carried into what I do sometimes.
Tagged out over the halfway line. Morocco 1, Ghana 1 in the 10th minute of the first period of extra time of this second WAFCON semi-final. Ghana pick it up inside their own half still. Down the right-hand side, that's a better looking ball forward into Adubeya. She needs bodies in the middle, and she's just hauled down by Rabat, but not in the eyes of the referee, Rachel Ejek, but you think that should have been a foul?
I think that should have been a foul.
Well, belatedly, it might just be. Let's see, what has the referee decided here? Well, the Ghanaian player's still down on the floor. I do get confused these days watching football about when you stop the game, but seemingly at any given moment you can. As Iratunga, the Burundi official, just goes to keep an eye on Adubeya. Well, there was an arm on her neck from Rabat, the central defender from Morocco, and on the side of her face. Despite that, and no contact on the ball whatsoever from the Moroccan, it was not adjudged to be a free kick.
Yeah, if it was shoulder to shoulder, that's a different ball game. This is just her hands was on the face. I think that should have been a free kick for Ghana.
Certainly agree with you. Well, still treatment being received by the Ghanaian player fouled, which means that we will just get ever and ever closer to the half-time break, and nothing still to separate these sides. Ghana if it gets to penalties, having had that experience just days ago, Morocco, it will be a different thing and possibly a different pressure at home. It can work for you and it can work against you.
That is a pressure you don't want to have as a player. It's really intense, it's scary. Mostly when the players want to take the penalty kick. I feel really sorry for them because they don't know what is going to happen, if the goalkeeper is going to guess right or what is going to happen.
Well, you say that as a former goalkeeper, the prevailing wisdom being you have nothing to lose as a goalkeeper and everything to gain, and obviously for those taking the kicks, it's very different.
Yeah, yes indeed.
Sherifatu Soumaila, attacking midfielder, on the pitch and instantly in the action for the Black Queens. Just forced back, delivered into the middle by Yeboah, just in front of the D. The Moroccan head gets it away, Chabak scrappling. So too Badou, scrapping I should say, grappling as well, and Ghana in possession, and they just go back towards Portia Boache. Will look forward and I'm sure try and get this into the area. She does. In it goes. Rabal with the header at the back from Morocco. Tagnell picks it up on her left foot and then just plays a lovely ball forward to Chabak, full of running still. As the yellow shirts just begin to crowd around. She had the presence of mind to play it into Tagnell. Little 1-2 with Mrabet. Much better this from Morocco. Draidi into Saoud. Well, perhaps it was just one pass too many, but that was lovely build-up play and fluency from the Moroccan side. We haven't seen enough of it, Rachel.
That was a perfect movement for Morocco. Look at the play from the back. That is what you expect from them, and that is what they are showing, and they are really going for it.
Very, very nicely played. It looked as though they were going to be working a shot as well, but so far just the dropped ball onto the head of Badou by the Moroccan goalkeeper Mishi. Closest we've come in this opening period. Tagnell, lovely little footwork from her, the substitute, and finds Chabak in her regular position. Tagnell, that is, on the left-hand side, just trying to work it in. Chabak, we saw her score from that sort of range in the opening period of, the first game. And she was just trying to get into that position where she could just bend into the top right-hand corner.
That is one thing, Chabak, that's one thing she likes to do. She likes to go inside, look for that space, shoot the ball into the angle. But the way Ghana, the way they're defending, they're pushing her out of position, which is really finding it difficult in this game. That's why you can say do a magic the way she usually take a shot.
But it is her last action of the game, Chabak, because she is off. And Sarah Cassie is on. And Mrabet has also departed the pitch, with Assa Lamari also on for the Moroccans. So 5 Moroccan substitutes have now been used. And we await once again to see how much additional time at the end of this first period of extra time. Well, forward they go. Yeboah under pressure from Tagnell, who picks it up, and that's really good defending once again at the back.
Of course,
she goes sprinting. You tell me who.
She was just bouncing.
Yeah. It's like a gazelle. Portia Boache. Remind you, she's 36 years of age.
She doesn't look like.
She looks like she could go on much longer than 120 minutes. Badri in the middle of the park for Morocco just loses it. Bonsu tickles it forward. Asantwa, full of running, driving towards the Moroccans and bringing them out and pulling them wide. Adubeya, just one gunner in the middle for her to aim at. Well, really well defended at the back from Rabat. And Morocco have the free kick.
Yeah, Asantwa really push Morocco. 3 players on her. That's to tell you how dangerous she is on the pitch. Taking the Ghanaian team, pushing them forward, but unfortunately for the number 10, she could not push ahead to have a shot on target.
Well, the referee blows her whistle at half-time. And it is still Morocco 1, Ghana 1 in this semi-final of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations.
Yeah, it is tense in Rabat between Morocco and Ghana, the two teams switching sides. Rachel, fatigue. What are you, as a player, saying to yourself? You've played, 105 minutes now, probably more. What are you saying to yourself to get you through the next 15 minutes and try not to make a mistake?
I think the most important thing, what I'll be saying to my colleague, is that if we cannot score, let's try not to concede, and then if you have a good goalkeeper, let's try and push them into penalty shootout. The most important thing is to reserve your energy and try not to make unnecessary mistake at the back.
There's been a couple of moments where Khadija Adamichi, the Morocco goalkeeper, has looked a bit uncertain. She'll be hoping, though, for the penalty. As a goalkeeper, you're preparing yourself for that penalty shootout now, aren't you? You're starting to think about it.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about it and then trying to check the players, what foot they are using more than the other foot. Like for the fact of Takno that just came in, she's a left footer. If she wants to play the penalty, these days we try to guess. I know where to position myself, or what space I'm taking away from her, or try to open the space for her to feel comfortable to want to play the ball to where I want her to play the ball to. I think the goalkeepers, they will be thinking about it, and also the defender will be thinking of not to concede goals. And Ghana, even for the fact that they had to travel down to Rabat, they don't look like a team that have any fatigue. You see the way they are playing, they are really pushing because they really want this badly.
Well, the second half has just begun. Piers Edwards, take it away.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Rachel Ayegba. 50 minutes for one of these sides to find the goal that would take them into the final. Morocco looking to get their back-to-back. Ghana that end 19 years away from the showpiece event of African women's football, and it's a very, very different landscape now to what it was back in 2006. And there's Kusi down the left-hand side, number 11 on her back, tackled by Ait El Haj, who's taken the captain's armband in the absence of Rizlaine Jabak, unable again to add to her goals of 4. Ghana win a corner to the dismay of Ait El Haj, who's just lifting up her arms to show her dissatisfaction with that decision. It's not going to change anything. And this is the corner from where Ghana scored their opening goal after 27 minutes. But Yimache, who took that corner and eventually converted it after a few minutes, is off. So this will go to Asantwa. What's her delivery like? In swinger again under the nose of Amici, and there was a player coming in at the back stick and she just could not get anything on it. It was Badu steaming in, and just too much on the little flick on. But if that had been a bit lower, Evelyn Badu would have been in to convert from just half a yard out.
Yeah, that was
delivery.
That good delivery from Asantoa.
Yeah.
If you look at the way Emishi came to get the ball again, she was just in a no man's land. Luckily for her, they didn't score that opportunity. That was a great opportunity for Ghana to score.
Kusi trying to thread one through, only as far as Ait El Haj, and then Iman Suad just knocks the ball 40 yards in front of her and tries to charge onto it. Far too heavy a touch. As we see the Moroccan bench on our monitor, and some tense faces, a real puff of the cheeks from Chebak as she looks on.
Unbelievable. They can't believe the way Ghana is playing today.
Whatever happens in the remaining minutes, you have to give huge credit to Ghana's Black Queens, and particularly to their coach, who has absolutely turned them around with very, very little time. It was Nora Hautzlet, the Zambian coach, who actually qualified the Black Queens for this tournament. As the referee's whistle goes again, another hold up in play. A player from either side down on the floor. About one of them for Ghana. Dubea. Sorry, for Morocco, I should say. Rabat. Dubea for Ghana. tussles. It's always played in a good spirit, though, the women's game. You often see the apologies and people helping each other up to their feet, which you don't always see in the men's game, let's be honest.
That is what you do sometimes when you don't. It wasn't intentional. You just try to help the player up, try to apologize. Please, I'm sorry. That it goes a long way.
It does. The spirit is always good, and there's not nearly as much play acting, let's say, as we can see in the men's version of the game. 1-1. Just over 10 minutes of extra time left. As Morocco and Ghana keep alive their dreams of glory for now. Well, they've made the changes in Morocco. A few more available for Ghana, but Yorker Gred just happy with the changes for now. And so far it's Badu who's come the closest in this extra time period, even though we've yet to see a strike on goal from either side. There hasn't been one for, well, nearly 50 minutes or so, I make it out. There is a striker goal from distance.
That's what happens when you drop the ball too much. They start to try their luck.
Yes, that was more like a rugby conversion than a proper striker goal from Ghana, from Adubea. So Amishi will have the opportunity to knock this forward. She could be the hero. Or will it be Cynthia Conlon again, if we get that far, if we get to a shootout? Asantwa with the header inside the centre circle, knocked it forward. It goes back to Aitel Hart, who hits it long and high up towards Draidi, who can't control it. Then Asantwa just comes back and shows that strength that I was talking about. She really does know how to position herself on the pitch, both with her body and obviously tactically. Good
Positioning, good opening to space, looking for those space at the back of the defense line. When it comes to crosses, also she passes, does everything in the right way. Try to support the defenders. She is one of the best players for the Ghanaian team, and she doesn't look like someone that is even tired, even for the fact that she's played over 110 minutes.
And she's on the ball now. 5 goals from her 40 caps. Santua, a defensive midfielder who can score into the box. It goes, but it's just too hard hit, and the angle wasn't right, and that goes out harmlessly for a goal kick to Morocco. Morocco 1, Ghana 1. A reminder, you can hear the final of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations on the BBC World Service on Saturday, 2000 GMT. It will be either one of these sides, the Atlas Lionesses or the Black Queens, against Nigeria's Super Falcons, who have flown incredibly high at times in this competition, who have never gone more than 2 WAFCONs without winning the title, and they lost it in 2022. And the way they do it is they normally, as I said, always win it back at the very next try, which they can still do. Tagnout from Morocco through the middle. Bouache keeping her close to her. She's spinning and twisting and turning. Tagnout, no doubt, getting dizzy. But the Ghanaian defence did their job. They go to the left-hand side, Morocco, to try and make some ground. Draidi back into Redouani. A lot of Ghanaian players behind the ball. And Asantwa picks it up and then turns one way and then just tries to take on her opponent's props. Not the best area of the pitch to do that. Goes down and wins the free kick, possibly luckily.
She was lucky right there. I think she knew that she's lost the ball possession. She's already going down, but she just looked for that little touch and then she got it. That's another best way to calm the game down and then go to the other side of the opponent.
The referee's whistle has been sounding constantly at times. She's a calm character, Suavi Iratunga. It's just her second game of the tournament. She took charge of Nigeria's opening win against Tunisia. And again, we look at the Morocco bench and the tension and the puff of the cheeks just blowing out. Masoudi this time. Bouache forward again. Benzina doesn't get that fully away. And Ghana can keep this alive, and they do through Sumaila. who's on the pitch, and then she's adjudged to a foul at her opponent, who's beating the ground in frustration. Tagged out it is. And precious few minutes will tick by, and Chabak's almost chewing off her knuckles as she looks on from the bench. Tagged out down on the floor. A few Moroccans having a word with the referee. And Soumaila, who inflicted the damage, just having a word. Let's have a look at this. Well, she just caught the left standing foot of Tagnaut with her left foot. Hence the break-up in play, but it just means that we just tick inexorably almost to the penalties.
Yeah, if the way the tension you see on the face right now, this is nothing compared to when is a penalty shootout. That is going to be another thing coming for them, because that one is really difficult for them to watch. Mostly when you have like your key players and you expect them to score and they blow the ball over the bar. It's like another disaster. And then the next player coming up like, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? They just have to keep their nerve. And the way Ghana is playing right now, they just play in a way that, okay, let's keep Morocco in their home, keep them in their space, and then let's see what is going to happen.
No, there's going to be a change here because Tagnaut cannot continue, sadly, for her, which means that Kenza Chappelle will be coming on. So Tagnaut, well, she's really in some discomfort on the floor. She's just rolling around. We hope she can be okay. As we wait for the transition and the change to be made. And what do you remember? How many penalty shootouts were you involved with Nigeria, if any?
During my time, we did not have too much penalty shootout those days. It's not something that we're actually looking forward to most of the time. Because,
you still look scared about the thought of it
because
today.
anything can happen. Like, it's so easy for someone to just blow the ball over the bar. So we just try to round things up before even thinking of extra time.
Well, we saw the pressure and how it can affect things in the women's Euros. When England beat Sweden, 14 penalties taken, 9 of them missed. Pressure can do funny things to you for what you can normally find so easy. So Chappelle is on, 22 years of age, based in France with Strasbourg. Scored against Mali last time around, and those were her first minutes of the game. She'd only been on the pitch 5 minutes when she got her 89th minute goal against Mali. And here she is again at a similar period of the game, unintended from Jorge Vilda. Make an extra substitution in extra time in the final period on top of your previous 5, so that's 6 now for the Atlas Lionesses as play finally gets back underway. Morocco 1, Ghana 1 on the BBC World Service as they wriggle through. Nice turn. Adubeya into the middle she goes. Badu for Ghana. Striker goal. Well, what part of the anatomy did that hit as it cannoned into Redouane? Still they come forward into the middle. It was went through a pair of Moroccan legs and the danger is cleared. And just for a moment there, Ghana was sniffing and smelling a late winner.
Yeah, indeed, they did. The cross came, 3 of the players are just in front. They're supposed to go 1 in front, 1 in the middle, and then 1 at the back of the post. I think one of them would have gotten the ball. That was another impressive game from the Ghanaian women team.
It certainly was. I'd like to see what happened with the shot on goal as well, because I wondered where that hit. I made it to the Redouane, admittedly from distance. Jorge Vilda issuing instructions from the touchline, the Spanish coach, and well, Benzina's taken the drop ball and hit it straight into touch. Just over 2.5 minutes to go. Even Stevens, as it has been for some time now, between these two sides. Ghana just taking a little bit of their time. Josephine Bonsu. And back into Boache, who spreads it wide.
The gentle giant.
The Wall of China, as you like to call her.
Wall of China, gentle giant. She has really impressed me at the back line.
Absolutely. And the quality of her passing, not on that occasion, but throughout the game has been terrific. And look at that, she's just taken the toes.
Look at the way she read the ball. Oh my
Even
God.
in the 119th minute, the 36-year-old moving forward, but she's out of position now. And Chappelle coming forward for Morocco, but Cujo, who else coming back to mop up? If you don't get past, well, if you can't get past the Santwa, you can't get past Cujo and vice versa. And Boache, I suspect we won't see
Look at the way
ambling forward in the minute or so that remains.
The way they're reading each other, she was out of position and she came and covered up perfectly well done from the Ghanaian defense line.
Absolutely, they are being drilled into shape, Ghana. And we hope to be back at the next WAFCON, when the qualifiers take place in October. Morocco, of course, will be there as hosts. Egypt lie in wait for the Black Queens, who may still win this tournament, may finish second, may take bronze. Fourth always an option for Ghana. And they come forward and send it long again, and that's the second time that they've wasted a delivery. Because Amici, we've seen her flustered, flapping, just get the ball, put it into the mixer, and see what happens.
That was what I said to her. I said, when you fumble 1, 2, 3 times, the striker, they have this belief that, okay, let's try her. She might be out of position. It might go in. So there's no license to shoot. When you have the opportunity, you think the goalkeeper might drop the ball. Just strike the ball, anything can happen.
Well, exactly. Don't keep on hitting them into touch and gifting your opponent's goal kicks, which Amici has taken. The Ghanaians just touching it out. Morocco have the ball over on the far side, midway inside the Ghanaian half. Taken quickly and into Lamari. We are almost at the end of the 120 minutes and just seconds away from penalties. Once again, there will be 2 additional minutes. And we are into the first of them as Benzina plays it back into Amici. A little touch just to settle her down. Passes it forward, gets it back as well. Possibly doesn't want it. From Cassie, and spreads the play. And Morocco streaming forward in. What will be one of their last attacks. Redouani down the left-hand side. Really good tackle over on that area by Yeboah. Has been really impressive. You would not know she's 18 years of age the way she plays.
Not at all. Perfect timing, perfect strike. What a good defender from her.
Comfort Yeboah plays at home with Ampem Dakua. Ladies, for how much longer? Another touch on the ball. They've defended really well at times today. Ghana stuck very much to their game plan. They know exactly what they are trying to do. They haven't always had it in the final third, certainly not since a half-time whistle. As Boache goes up again to clear away from Chappelle. And then up it goes into the air from the Ghanaian backline, and Morocco will try and pick this up, and instead it's Ghana who break on the halfway line. One final flurry, surely the last one for them. Bonsu, they've got to get it right from here, but the pass forward is wayward. Aita Haj knocks it off a Ghanaian into touch right in front of the Moroccan dugout, and just 30 seconds remain. Morocco 1, Ghana 1. Oh, he did say 30 seconds remain. It's going to be a little bit more because a Ghanaian player is down on the floor, not for the first time. Receiving some treatment, looks a little bit like cramp, being supported by a colleague. And it means that when play resumes, the 2 minutes will be up, and we won't know just how much time there is at the end of this game. Well, it looks like it's Asantwa who's down, and can we be surprised given the amount of work she gets through in that midfield?
Not at all, I'm not surprised. This is the first time you feel the fatigue from the Ghanaian women's team. They've really done well, stuck to their game plan, forced Morocco to play to the pattern of game they want, not the way Morocco want to play, which has been really impressive to watch.
So, Asantwa back up on her feet, and being ushered off the pitch by the referee. As we cut away to more nervy shots of Moroccan fans in the crowd. They lived through this 3 years ago against Nigeria, and that game went to penalties. Semi-final on that occasion. Well, are we going to get a resumption of play, or has the referee decided enough is enough? One moment, let's see. She's just ushering some players away. It's going to be a drop ball, which she just drops at the feet of Benzina, who goes long. We don't have much idea how long is left. Well, we do now, because the full-time whistle has blown. Penalties it will be to decide who will meet Nigeria's Super Falcons in Saturday's WAFCON final, because it has ended between Morocco and Ghana, a goal apiece. Nothing still after 2 hours of play to separate them. Nyemeche with the opener for Ghana. It was Rawi with the leveller, and extra time, no further goals, meaning it is at the end of extra time. Morocco 1, Ghana 1. To penalties we go, Isaac Fanen.
To penalties we go. Nervous? I know I am. It is been a tough, hard-fought game by both of these teams, and to penalties we go. Incredible record for both of these countries when it comes to WAFCON football. Morocco, as you mentioned, winning their only penalty shootout in Women's Africa Cup of Nations action, that 2022 semi-final against Nigeria 3 years ago. Ghana have never lost a Women's Africa Cup of Nations penalty shootout. One of these teams will do it. Ghana have won it 3 times, every time they've been in a penalty shootout. It is going to be tense. Let me give you a little update from the European Championship semi-final, because England have taken another late lead. Chloe Kelly scoring. She had a penalty, she missed it, but she managed to get there first to get the rebound and give England a 2-1 lead. A couple more minutes to go in that one. But Rachel, as a goalkeeper, what are you thinking ahead of this penalty shootout? We can see the Moroccan goalkeeping coach speaking to Morocco's goalkeeper Khadija Amici. What are you saying, or what are you thinking right now as you prepare yourself for this penalty shootout?
So for me as a goalkeeper, I'm going to tell you one secret today. As a previous goalkeeper, I'm just going to pick one spot that I'm going to go 5 times. I'm not going anywhere other than that place. So it's left for the player that is coming in front of me to choose their spot where they want to go to. So, for example, I'm always going to go to my right side 5 times. So if anybody comes there, good luck to them.
I mean, that is one way of looking at it. But you see these days, you know, these players, these goalkeepers have on their water bottles, you know, that they'll know where the players have a tendency of going.
Yeah.
And that has definitely helped teams in the past. I imagine that Morocco will have something like that, because they will have seen Ghana in this tournament in a penalty shootout against Algeria, or they will have seen where their players went, and they will have made note of that, will they not?
Yeah, I see that sometimes. Even my coach usually tell me sometimes like, oh, this is where the player is going. But at the same time, some players will change their mind at the end when they try to shoot. So sometimes they don't even know where they're going. Sometimes they know where they're going to. So for me, I'm not thinking about you. Whatever you're doing is not my problem. My only thing is to go to my right. If you watch the German goalkeeper, the penalty shootout against France, she went to our left side, even though the French team, they were going to our right side. It was only one of the players that came to our left side. That was when she caught the ball, and then the German team, they move ahead, and then the French team, they're out. So it depends on individual goalkeepers. As for me, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to think for the player. They are going to think for themselves. I'm going to think for myself. I'm going to make my decision, and that is it. And definitely one player is definitely going to come. 1 or 2 players are going to come to my end.
The 2 teams are currently trying to figure out who's going to take the penalty first. The referee is just sorting out who gets the first penalty. I think Ghana have won the toss. I think they will take the penalty first, but we'll bring you that as we have it. It is a nerve-wracking time. There are some Ghanaian fans inside, and you can see that they can't even watch. You know, how helpful is it, Rachel, that Morocco are at home, they'll have the support of all their fans cheering them on? It didn't really matter which side they chose.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, nothing. It's just mental, right?
It's just mental, and how you can keep your nerves in check. If you cannot keep your nerves in check, that is going to be extra disaster for you and your team. This is out of the coach's hands. This is out of the fans' hands. This is out of anybody's hands. This is just in the hands of the goalkeeper and the players. Depend on where and what decision you make. If you want to look at the goalkeeper's movement, if you want to take risks, because these days all the goalkeeper is either they're moving to left or right. If you want to play the ball to the middle, just like what Bronze did, Lucy Bronze. She shot the ball straight and in a powerful way. So depend on individual player. If you are strong mentally, you have to decide yourself.
England have gone through in their semi-final. They've beaten Italy 2-1. Piers, the penalty shootouts are just about to begin. Morocco will take the first one. Piers Edwards will bring you the coverage.
Thank you, Isaac. And the responsibility for the first spot kick goes to Hanan Ait El Hadj, who took over the captain's armband for Chibaku. Has been over the years a regular penalty taker for Morocco. So Morocco to go first. Through their skipper, steps up and finds the back of the net, sending Conlon the wrong way. She puffs out her chest and her shirt as well in celebration, does Ait El Hadj, but that was well taken. Rachel Yegba, even if Conlon had gone the right way.
Yeah, she went to the right spot. I think that would be a difficult one, even if the goalkeeper go to the right place. She caught the ball really well. I don't think the goalkeeper would have any chance to make a save on that one.
Well, El Hadj wasn't amongst those who took a spot kick then. Morocco, this stage and phase of the competition 3 years ago against Nigeria. Josephine Bonsu, the 25-year-old right back for Ghana, with the responsibility to draw her side level. She took the first for the Black Queens against Algeria on Saturday. She steps up and finds the corner again, low and hard on this occasion. Amici went the right way, looked back and up at the sky, looking to the heavens. Bonsu, but that was a really good penalty as well, given that Amici went the right way, right in the corner.
Yeah, that was another good penalty. Like I said, like if you've made your decision, taking your decision where you want to go to, look at both players that went to the right side of the goalkeeper. If you open your space a little bit, try to cover it as soon as possible. Take your other foot inside the post so that you don't get caught up, and then take a quick one. Try to beat the player to their game.
So, Draidi, who slammed home her penalty against Mali the other night. Similar result on this occasion, and she thumps and pumps her fists as she beats Conlon again. Morocco 2-1 up after 3 penalties. And there was little doubt in her mind about how she was going to take it. And just like Ait El Hadj, she looks up to the heavens as well. A mixture of relief and delight, no doubt.
Yeah, whenever the ball goes into the goal, the penalty shootout like that, that is a great relief, because you don't know what the goalkeeper is going to do. Even for the fact that, look at both goalkeepers, they went to the right direction, but they couldn't have contact with the ball.
Alice Kusi, a key player for the Black Queens. And as Amici jostles on her line, but just gets an instruction from the goalkeeper just to make sure she doesn't stray beyond it. Still, she bounces up and down, up steps. Kusi for Ghana sends Amici the wrong way, and the ball into the back of the net. And it is 2-2 after 4 penalties, and that was coolly done by the Ghanaian as substitute.
Yeah, do you know why Kusi was laughing? Before she took the penalty, she looked at the goalkeeper right hand side, and then she just, like, as if she's going there, and then she just went to look. She looked to the right of the goalkeeper, and then she went to the other direction.
She gave her the eyes, I think we say. She gets the applause of her teammates, does Alice Kusi, as the next Moroccan to step up and take the responsibility comes forward. Kenza Chappelle. Very, very few minutes in this tournament. Takes her time. Up she comes and rolls it into the bottom left-hand corner, where Morocco score again. And 3-2 they now lead, and Conlon, well, she might be following you because she's gone the same way for the last couple, Rachel Yegba, but she wasn't getting anywhere near that.
And France did the same thing during the penalty shootout against Germany. it was only the player that went to the other side of the goalkeeper. She was the one that lost the penalty against Germany. It's all about the nerves, it's all about the confidence, it's all about the belief, it's all about picking your right spot. Even if the goalkeeper is going to the same direction, it's all about putting force and then picking your spot. Just do what you can and then let it go.
Evelyn Badou. Now for Ghana. She scored the winner against Algeria, and she has gone from hero to zero because Badou has missed the entire goal. And Mishi didn't even have to save it. And she looks downcast down at the floor. She no doubt wants the ground to open up, and she instantly held her head in her hands. Well, Mishi for once did go the right way. But just bending away, curling away, right-footed, always from the goal. And it is advantage of Morocco. As Assa Lamari comes up. And she can make her side lead in this shootout by 4-2. If she scores this and Ghana miss their next, then Morocco are through to the final. Up comes Lamari, strike a goal into the bottom corner again on this occasion. Conlon did go the right way. Morocco lead by 4-2 ahead of Ghana's 4th penalty, which has to find the back of the net. Rachel Ayegba, good spot kick, even though Conlon went the right way.
Yeah, even though Conlon went to the right place, the way they are playing the penalty, I don't think they are going to let loose. They are playing the penalty perfectly well.
Well, this is pressure. Walk from the back for Comfort Yeboah. So impressive. A mere teen, 18 years of age, saddled with the responsibility of keeping her side in the tournament. And she can't, and Morocco are through to the final of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. They are into the last big showpiece game for the 2nd time in a row. On this occasion, Amishi does make the save. It was not the best penalty, in truth, from Yeboah, straight down the middle, more or less. Amishi got 2 good hands on it, and Morocco, after it ended 1-1 after extra time, have beaten the Black Queens by 4-2. And a moment you don't wish on any player, especially one so young, Rachel Ayegba. But Amishi, that's a dream for a goalkeeper.
I know, we've been talking about her throughout the game. I think this is a great motivation for Amishi to take herself into the final. And as for the young, talented player from the Ghanaian women's national team, I think this is a good excitement. And then I hope she has a good people around her to console her, because this thing can happen to even the best player on the pitch.
Well, she looks absolutely stunned, Comfort Yeboah. The team from Ghana, as said, big responsibility, and you do wonder about that decision. But Isaac, Morocco are through, and they will meet Nigeria in the final on Saturday night. And they've done it by penalties in the skin of their teeth.
For a second.
Guys, Ghana is out. Morocco won on penalties. That's all for us today. Thank you.
Not that easy, it's not that simple. For the fact that we also have another grudge against them, they defeated us in the semi-final, and now we have another opportunity to win this competition. It's just Morocco that is in between us and then winning this competition for the 10th times. It's just like what Pierre was saying before. We had the other continents, they've won it 9 times. I think Nigeria has to go the 10th time before other continents will come for the 10th time. But I think this is going to be a great fight. I don't think Morocco is going to make it easy. Even the fans, they're not going to make it easy for the Super Falcons of Nigeria, but they know what it takes to win this competition. So I think Nigeria, this final is all about their winning or the ball is to the court right now.
Piers, you've watched both of these